immediately. Hello everyone! Welcome to the stream and welcome raiders. I hope you had a nice time at Try's stream who was doing art. Super early raid. Yeah! To the people that just joined, well, I guess, oh my god. I feel weird because I just literally appeared, so I don't know if I can already talk about what we're gonna do today, but I guess I will. Hello, I'm lunacyhilly. You can call me Luna, Lunacy, or Hilly. I draw on stream, but today we're not drawing. Today we're having a community survey where some of my community filled a survey, a form, and I'm gonna read everything on stream. I'm gonna expose people basically. Yeah, so today it's kind of a chatting stream. But yeah, I hope you had a nice time. If anyone is getting some rest after Try's stream, feel free to do that. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. And if anyone here wants to chill and see what my community is like, feel free to do that also. But yeah, for the non-raiders, hi, I guess. Hello, happy Wednesday. I was about to say Thursday, but no, wait. Yeah, Wednesday. Happy Wednesday! There was a delay, so that was tragic. Hello, Luna, Lunacy, or Hilly, and y'all. Hello, Dobby. Hello, everyone. I shall say hi to everyone. Let's see. In order. Hello, Metal. Welcome. Hello, Alansky. Welcome. Hello, Binary. Welcome. Hello, Silence. Welcome. Hello, Didi. Welcome. Hello, Tuna. Welcome. Hello, Moogie. Welcome. Hello, Sponzy. Welcome. I have to scroll down. Hello, Stick. Welcome. Hello, Freshmans. Welcome. Hello, Gauzer. Welcome. Hello, Doomsano. Welcome. Hello, Shay. Welcome. And welcome, Raiders again. Did I catch up on everyone on the Twitch side? Hello, Dobby. Welcome. Hello, Taste Like Paint. Welcome. I think that's it. Okay. And on YouTube, Mr. 45 leaving an early message, which is, what could be hiding on the dark side of the moon? Time to get spooky. That's the message. I know there are a lot of like horror stories around like the dark side of the moon, since it's a side that we can't really see, right? So it has like so much mystery, and like it leaves room for so much imagination. You can make so many things. I remember reading a webtoon where like it's a person that makes like funny comics but also horror comics sometimes. I noticed that there are a lot of funny comic artists that also like to make horror stories for some reason. I noticed a pattern with those. And I have seen one person that made like a story like that, and it was like, oh my god, some kind of like meteor hit the moon, like just shipped it for a little bit, which made the moon rotate, and now we see the dark side of the moon. And actually it turns out that the moon is actually an eyeball, because when it's rotating, now you see like an iris and pupil staring at your soul. And that was so cool. I just kind of spoiled the webtoon, but it was not like a long story. It was literally like, I don't know, a 4 comma or something like that. It was like a 1-page thing. It was so cool though. People come up with like super crazy ideas. Hello, J Daniel, welcome. The side that's always turned away from us, and since almost no sunlight gets there, scientists have found some of the lowest temperatures ever measured. Really? Like, even compared to some of the planets that are much further away? That's crazy. What is on the dark side of the moon? Its user was banned for this post. Censorship! Always! Hello, Dante! I was about to call you Daniel, which, you know, we can do that here. Hello, Banini! Actually, both sides get a sunlight at some point. There never was a specific dark side. Although they do call the other side of the moon the dark side of the moon. That's how it's referred to as, right? Thank you for the head pat. The illegal name. Then if I actually call you Daniel and then I have the two Daniels on YouTube, it's gonna get so confusing. Who am I talking to anymore? The obscured side? They do call it the dark side, no? Do they not? I've seen it mostly just referred to as that. Dark side of the moon. The moon isn't tidally locked so it rotates, but we only see the same side all the time, right? You don't really see, like, you don't see it spin. It's not like turning around itself like the Earth, right? But when I see pictures of like the far side, which is also how it's called, it's kind of looking boring, not gonna lie, compared to the actual front side, if I can call this. The far side and the near side are also how they're referred to. Wait, I found a picture I can show you guys. Save image. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We definitely got the best profile towards us. Yeah, I agree. Look! Not gonna lie, the far side is boring. We got like cool little patterns on the near side, so we get to even like sometimes see a face on it instead. Like we have like so much imagination, so many interpretations of it. I like that. But the far side, it's just a rock. Just a round thing. The dark side of the moon has your unpaid moon rent. I don't know why you keep thinking that I live on the moon, but I promise you I do not. The moon is right up there. I cannot live on the moon and be there at the same time. Did we get moon content for showing such intimacy? Is intimacy a word? It's wallpaper. Maybe I do have a green screen, but you cannot prove that. Welcome, job application. I've been summoned. Oh no. It really is a spooky season, alright. Far side shaming isn't okay. Intimacy, right. Yeah. Dark side of the moon is locked behind Patreon. It's a freaking paywall. So maybe, okay, maybe this is, I'm not gonna lie, if it doesn't have any specific appearance and it's like paywalled, maybe. Actually, this is the free version, but if you pay the Patreon version, you actually see something really fancy on the far side. Maybe. You never know. You never know. It's like the back of your head. Imagine if we could see it. I don't know how I think about it, how I feel about it. I don't think. I just don't think. Alright. But yeah, I was under the... Ah, wait, there's like literally an article that is called Why There Is No Dark Side of the Moon. So I guess it is talking about the fact that it also gets sun and stuff. And then they say, resist the dark side of moon names. The lunar far side is plenty bright. It's true that on the picture it looks actually brighter because it doesn't have the darker bits, so... We've been lied to! It's been a lie! It's been some... How do you call this? Crap. What is the word? You know when people make theories and sometimes it's like crazy, like Illuminati and that kind of stuff. Wait, what is the English word for this again? Conspiracies! Yes! Okay. God. Yes, it was a conspiracy all along. I mean, even a 2D picture got a front and a back, no? Do not 3D, that's 2D anime girl. The only back you can see from me is in my reference sheet. That's it. But you can't see my back. There are some people that are actually rigging their models so much with just 2D that they somehow make it much more 3D than mine. Like, they can have a full side view, which is crazy. I don't have that. I don't really need it, to be fair. Am I thinking of 1D? Like One Direction? Oh my god, where is this conversation going? Yeah, but you can see my back and my reference sheet. That is right there. How do I save? Always a good excuse to just share my reference sheet for no reason. Why not? Na 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 na. Ta-da! The backside of my head when I have a hat, which I don't right now, but that's me. That's my back. That's the back of my outfit. Wow! 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 Back reveal. Wow! And I have one for the first outfit too. But yeah, she's so multi-dimensional, guys. So true. So true. Unsolicited reference sheet. You make it sound weird. Hello, Cubicle. Welcome. Okay. Luna got all the dimensions. Oh, she's able to spin horizontally. The only way I can spin is... Wait, I just realized. Is everything locked? Okay. I can spin that way. And I'm back. Hope it was fun for you. The dark side of lunacy rotated. Yeah. I can even do it the other way around. Wow. Crazy moment right there. It will have been fun if... I think there's a VTuber that has like a toggle to rotate her model like fast, so it can be like, and it stops at a random thing, but here I have to scroll it to like make it rotate like da la 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 la. That's a funny toggle though. I don't know how it's randomized though. Nice feet, thanks. I grew them myself. Crazy scales, I know. You moonsters wish you could do that. I guess you can vaguely do it if I throw you around, maybe. Like, where are you, Shay? Are you around here? What do you look like again? Is that you? Yes, that's you. See, you're kind of rotating. Yoo-hoo! Wait, no. Yoo-hoo! Yay! Okay, now backflip. Wait, it's hard actually. Yeah. Whoa! 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 No! No! Backflip gone wrong. Spin. Oh wait, we have the Moonster spin emote also that we could just use. That's kind of simpler in a way. Didn't think that far. My bad. Well, Shay, you're back, but I guess moral of the story: do not try backflipping at home. You never know what could happen. You could get through the invisible wall and disappear and unspawn, and that will be sad. Okay, anyway. I talked about this at the very beginning for the raiders, but just to talk about this again for people that just joined. Welcome to the stream! Today, we're gonna be reviewing the answers that you gave for the survey of the month, which is Halloween / spooky / fear themed. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. It will probably take a little while. How fast could you fling a moonster? I could try. I could try to see. Like this. If you saw it. Goodbye. Goodbye, Stick. You had to be the one for the experiment since you asked. I guess the answer is fast. It's okay, you'll respawn. But yeah, we'll be looking at all the answers. Also, for the people that have answered the survey, if you decided not to be anonymous, you will get a special role on Discord. That will be done after the stream though, so please be patient. And yeah, if you answered it anonymously, well, you won't get the role for obvious reasons, but I'll still be reading your answers. I will need to get ready for this though. Something sad is that my very cool magnifying glass, I can't keep it while I do the survey because I usually unzoom and kind of like go like this, but like more unzoomed, but then I'm gonna have more hands than I should have. So unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye to this hand. To the trash it goes. It was a fake, I must confess. And we'll get tea as well in a bit. I just need to do the little setup and everything. Let's see. You know what? I can just go. Let's just go to the next screen. Is there a badge? Yeah, there will be a badge and Discord role. Like the badge will come with the Discord role that you get. I'll be normally. I don't know if I always do this, but I do have the badges ready and everything. Normally, I think I announced them at the beginning of the stream. But I think this time I'll do it after the surveys. Because, you know, people can't answer the survey anymore anyway, so I feel like they will get FOMO if I say it now. Alright, first, let's move here. Don't mind the forbidden language on the screen. Unfortunately, it is that way. I need to figure it out. Alright. I need to figure out what kind of music I want for this event also. Like, I kind of want... Last time I had some, I think, Fritiger Arrow music. But this time, you know, it would be cool to have something Halloween themed, right? Alright. She gets on the side. I will enable the little redeems for cheese model if you do want them. So give me a moment. Do 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 do. If I do miss the redeems for chi because they're not automatic, let me know and I'll do them. But yeah. No need to stay quiet about it if I ignore it. It's accidental 100%. Okay. But yeah, I was thinking maybe we could listen to some kind of like, I found a playlist that's like Halloween lo-fi music. Glasses for chi. I got you. I got you. I got you. One sec. There you go. She's matching with me. Okay, I will just prepare the background music and then we can actually get through the answers. That's... wait. Oh my god, I have too many tabs open. There we go. We're gonna mute this. Silence. And then this playlist that is from Halloween. This is from the Lo-Fi Girl channel. Lo-Fi Girl, I guess. This is from the Halloween 2023 session. It's lasting for an hour, so we might loop it or just listen to something else after. We'll see. I'll play it now. Thunder. Okay. I guess let me know if the volume needs to be adjusted. If it's too loud or too quiet, let me know. And we'll be adjusting accordingly. So feel free to let us know. Okay. So this time around we got a total of 29 answers. I think that's the most answers we got in any of our surveys so far. Thank you everyone that took part of it. I'm excited to see what you answered. So, checking on everything. You know what? Should I do this? I'm debating on things. What in the extraterrestrial music is this? It's supposed to be Halloween themed. I kinda hear the Halloween vibes, but I also get what you mean, not gonna lie. I think I'll move a bit further. Pew. Alright. I should make myself a new arm, and it's like, you know, having the little, like, a stick that's used as a pointer, you know what I mean? That would be so good for those survey reviews, and then I look like I'm a weather report girl. I could even have another hand where it's like placed on, I don't know, my tummy or something, to look like I'm polite. I don't know if that makes any sense. Maybe one day. Anyway, right now, this is not what we're doing, so... I'll just get to the answers. I forgot what I answered there. I wonder what mood I had when I did it. I guess you'll find out soon enough. So just for transparency's sake, I can see all your names, and if I decide to check your answers individually, I'll see what you answered specifically, but I won't really be seeing that much during the stream because the answers will not be... How should I say this? It's gonna be based on percentages and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna really keep track of that kind of stuff. So technically your individual answers, you might recognize them, but it won't be as exposed as I make it sound like. Anyway, among the 29 people that answered, we got 2 anonymous people, 2 mysterious individuals. We also got Mitchell, Mr. 45, Alex, Moogie, Sekad, Jeremy, Borksa, Stick, Alinsky. Is that Shay? Spooky night? That's probably Shay. Kancho, Indigo, Didi, Tuna. Thank you for specifying how to write your name. Thea, Sparf, Spongy, Volley, Jobless Grinch, Carl, Chloe, Clay, Silence. I'm guessing that's Ketchel, but I have no idea. Dobie. Doxing themselves for some reason. Dante and Tax Evasion. Or is it a doppelganger? It will be a mystery. I remember now, I was in a silly mood. That's completely fine. The survey is there for a good time anyway, so... If your answers are too weird, I will just call you out, but whatever. Alright! So, now we have the attendance check on the survey review. Let's see what people thought of certain things. Welcome to the Halloween survey. First of all, how do you feel about Halloween? Do we have anyone that has a favorite... Okay, Halloween. 2 people said that Halloween is their favorite event of the year. I actually expected more people to say that because on the internet I see so many people that are making this a part of their, you know, life, personality and everything, that I expected more. Which tuna is this? Up front of roaming. I think it's up front. Also, Lauxi, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna drink. Oh wait, let me just get on the better preview because otherwise I won't see stuff. Okay. Alright, I must stop lurking one of these days, don't worry. I appreciate the fact that you even pass by and lurk. The one with the letter Chi. Alright, so there are 2 people that have this as their favorite event. 3 people that really love it. 8 people that like it. Most people are pretty neutral about it, actually. 14 out of 29, that's almost half of it. 2 people don't like it. And thankfully, no one said they hate Halloween, which, you know, good, because otherwise that's gonna be an awkward survey to fill out. Not gonna lie, I mean, I wouldn't even judge, but I feel like all the answers will be like, I hate this, I hate that. Also, hi, Arachnoid, have a nice lurk and a nice meal. Hate surveying, fair. Hi, Jeremy. Time to have a survey on surveys one day. Alright. So most people are pretty neutral about it. Oh yeah, usually I answer true, right? I'm supposed to say like what I feel about it. I think I'll be in the like Halloween. I don't really do much to celebrate it or anything, but generally any event where, you know, it can be turned into fun, I think it's cool. Even if I don't celebrate it, I think it's nice. You know, any opportunity to be a little bit silly and make a day special, why not? Everyday partying, basically. How do you generally celebrate Halloween nowadays is the next question. And this was something where you could check some boxes or answer your custom answers. So, most people actually do something. 14 people, again, around half of you guys like to watch something spooky for the occasion. And you know what? You're right. Again, take the opportunity to, you know, do some festivities and be in the mood of the spookiness. So either watching a movie or playing a game in like horror categories. Nice, nice, nice. There's still quite a lot of people, 12, that don't really do anything, which is fair too. I feel like prior to streaming, I didn't really do anything myself, so, you know. I get that. 4 people eat candy. Fair. Treat yourself. Enjoy. 3 people host a party or join a party, so partying, let's go. And 3 people dress up. Oh, I think in the answers you could check several boxes, right? Because technically you can do more than just one thing, right? And then there are some custom answers. Let's see. Where I live, Halloween isn't celebrated at all, so most people don't do anything on that day. I see, I see. I feel like it depends on where you live, but here in my country, I don't see it celebrated as much compared to, I don't know, the United States or something. So I feel like you only witness it maybe sometimes celebrated with children walking around, if you have any in your neighborhood. Otherwise, there's kind of nothing. But it's cool if you can make something, I think. If you want that. I don't play horror at Halloween, but my friends used to watch zombie movies at Easter. Why Easter? If Luna isn't doxing us, should we dox ourselves? You mean as to which answer you chose? You're free to say that in the chat if you want. If you want to be like, oh yeah, I'm the one that answered that. I attempt the Survive a Luna livestream challenge. No success. Yeah, I think that's a bit. You know, this is a bit too much. This is going the extra mile for Halloween. Good luck. But also, you should have expected this. I make it a point to watch It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Nice. So this is like your yearly rendezvous with that movie. Halloween wasn't celebrated much when I was a kid, but it seems more common now. Zombie movies at Easter because Easter is about someone rising from the dead. I guess that makes sense. That kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense. I watched lunacyhilly do spooky stream. Damn. That's similar to the surviving a lunacyhilly stream. How many? Okay, I know I did a Halloween stream last year. Did I do any other before that? I don't know actually. But I'll be doing one this year, so for any interested, look forward to it. I'm gonna scream and cry. There was once an optional trick-or-treating event in my dorm recently where I handed out candy. That's so cool! That's cool, that's nice. That's great. So I guess it's the... I wonder if it's like someone in the dorm or like the people organizing the way the dorm is that made it as a full event or not, but regardless of it, it's cool. Spicing things up a bit so that the festivities are for everyone. Also because we can have a party on Thursday because Easter Friday is a holiday. Oh, that's true. That makes sense. I just love the vibe, artworks, decorations, best event. So I guess you're one of the people that said it's your favorite. Yeah, I do like seeing when, like, for any kind of yearly event, I guess, seeing when they're starting to get decorations around. It's cool because it really starts to feel like there's something special about it, right? When I was young, actually, this was something we did both for Halloween and Christmas. My mother really encouraged us to do like some craft stuff for those occasions. So we will have a lot of like printed coloring paper where it's like Halloween or Christmas themed characters, or like it could be some Santa Claus, it could be some ghost, depending on the event obviously. And then we will just spend several evenings just coloring them, and then we will cut them and just paste them on random places, like parts of the house. And then I think my mom will even do some kind of like paper layering stuff that she will see on the internet, and she will put those on our like windows. So like even from outside, if you looked at the windows, you could see like some Christmas or Halloween themed thing from like the road, which was cool. And so whenever we just walked around in the house, we will see like, you know, Halloween decorations or Christmas decorations, and it was a nice way to get in the mood. I really like, when I look back on it, obviously we haven't done that in a really long time, but I think it's really cool. I feel like if I have children, I really want to give them the same opportunity as well, because that was really a cool way of making us look forward to the event, even though we really didn't celebrate Halloween much. But that's a nice way of, you know, feeling like there's a special time coming and you're just enjoying the vibe of it. So I really get the feeling of enjoying the decorations. It's cool. Because also, I feel like it's extra special if you make the children participate in the decoration, if that makes sense. Because then they're like, oh my god, I colored this and it's like all over the stairs. I think that's really cool. Anyway, let's continue. Oh wait, I didn't really specify this. How do I generally celebrate Halloween nowadays? Since it's nowadays, and I guess in the past few years, or today, or well, nowadays, like this year, that will be probably streaming. Alright. Next question. Let's say you get to dress up as anything for Halloween, spooky or not. What is the costume of your choice? Alright. Someone says an incompetent doctor. I wonder how different that will look from a competent doctor. Does it mean you have blood all over you, or you look clumsy and your hair looks like a mess? Godzilla. Zombie costume forever. Zombie... Wait, I already read that. I was about to read the same thing twice. Luffy, I guess I picked the easiest one I can think of. I guess it is an easy costume, but still, it's recognizable and people will be happy to see it. Homework, because it's the scariest thing in existence. How would you disguise at homework, actually, as homework? Like, would you just look like a piece of paper that's like an assignment? I wonder. Like, I'm trying to... I think it has potential. I'm just trying to figure out how exactly you will make it work. Yeah, you just are like a piece of paper. And then it's assignment. And then you have like written red like due tomorrow morning. And you dress up like this at night. So it's like a last minute assignment. And then you can even pile like a lot of books to imagine that there's a lot of it. Usually in a sleet of some type. Oh, Hollow Knight Grub. Is Grub like the little green caterpillar creature? Or is it just any kind of character in Hollow Knight or something else? Hollow Knight characters are so cute. That must be cool costume for Halloween. I feel like they kind of fit the vibe too. Kazane Tito is the only costume I have. That's valid. Tito looks cool. Harry Potter. Monster costume. The mouth can be open to consume candy. Ooh. Yo, you could have like... You know, it's like a hole, and then whenever you want to get candy, you can put your hand through the hole of the like the mouth on the tummy and you just grab it. So like there's just a freaking hand coming out of the mouth, ominously getting the candy, snatching it away. House MD. Does this still required after last answer? Yes. I have never worn in a Halloween costume, but I did dress up as a zombie for a live-action roleplay game at Easter time. Easter time? Is this you, Indigo? That's one scary Moonster. I feel like Moonsters could have the potential to be scary if they wanted. I'm just usually going with the general theme of the party. A wardrobe from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Is this an actual thing? It is. I knew it was you. Just seeing the Easter time, I was like, that has to be Indigo. You'll never imagine who the Castanetito was. Oh my god, was that you? Unicorn or fairy? Cute. Joker costume. Probably the classic Ghost will be funny, with some holes for the eyes. Oh my god! I recently dressed up as this, like, a few months ago. There was like a little event, a little festival that I went to, and there was like a little Ghost exhibition, and they were promoting it, and you could like get your picture of you taken, where you could dress up as a Ghost, and it's just, you know, the white sheet, and then they just like had different sets of eyes, and they could just plaster it on top of your like face, even though you can't see crap, and then they take a picture of you. And so I have a picture of me as a Ghost. I should have shown you guys. Maybe one day. So I actually did dress up as this recently. Even though it wasn't technically Halloween yet. It's been like, I think it's been around a month now. A vampire probably, or someone from JoJo's, or both as Dio maybe. Grim Reaper. No idea. Zombie. Seems like zombie is pretty common as the answer. That probably is the most commonly answered one. Something in Gothic Lolita vibes. Ooh, Gothic Lolita is so cool looking. I love it. I will love that. Why just one costume when you can have the whole wardrobe? You know what? That's a very fair point. And then, if this is a wardrobe you can open, you can even like kidnap people and put them in the wardrobe, and then when they come out they have like a different costume. That could be a cool monster type, I think. Probably something funny like a joke or something. I like costumes that are jokes. I think they're usually pretty well done. A Moonster. Again. A werewolf. Last time I dressed up, I used a red panda outfit. Nice. That sounds cute. A bunny girl. Nice. I don't know how to describe it, but I like these types of costume. I'm gonna take a look. Werewolf with cat ears and fake blood or fake blood stain. You didn't need to censor it, don't worry, but thank you. Let me take a look at the picture. Monster that fixes your fashion. Yes, exactly. It's like, girl, what is this outfit? I need to fix this for you. Okay, I just checked the link. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, so I won't be able to really see it, but thank you still for wanting to share. Okay, next question. Next question, which, you know, I wonder what kind of answers we'll get for this one. It's one of the questions I'm kind of curious about the answers the most. It's a situation kind of question. Kids ring at your door for Halloween. What do you do? So, because I know there are people on the internet that hates kids. So I was wondering, let's see. Most commonly, most people just wrote that they pretend they didn't hear it because they don't want to open the door, which I kind of expected from people on the internet. That's, I guess, an answer that I was expecting. 12 people, so a bit less than half, but still quite the amount. And then we do have the second highest, which is actually opening up to give them candy. Nice. Then we still have 4 that are like opening up and giving them something else because no candy. So technically together, Together, that's 13, right? So that's actually more people that open up and give something than actually being like, la la la, must have been the wind. We used to forget Halloween was on, and we will occasionally get trick-or-treaters, and it was always when my parents were out and we didn't have any candy prepared, so I just didn't open the door. Ah. I know that in my neighborhood, something that the families that had like children did, because they still wanted to have the children go trick-and-treating if they wanted to. There was basically like in advance, all the people in the neighborhood will be given a little sticker, which is like a Halloween-like sticker, and you could place it like on your mailbox or next to your door ring. And so basically, if you put the sticker on for around the time of Halloween, it's basically a sign that, you know, the kids are free to ring at your door. You'll cooperate if you can, like, instead of people that don't want to be bothered. So there was that. I think it was cool, so that the kids are not like in an awkward situation if they are like, you know, grumpy people. Although it only is nice if there are any people in the neighborhood that actually use the sticker, because if they realize that no one wants to open the door, that's also kind of sad. They give signs you can hang on your mailbox. I think it's really cool to do this. Yeah. So that's also a cool reminder, also in advance, you know, hey, reminder that Halloween is coming soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know, if you want to get anything for the kids, don't forget it. But yeah, I think I didn't go trick-and-treating much, but one memory I had when I was really young, I remember ringing at the door of, like, it was a neighbor that was an old lady, and I don't think she even knew that it was Halloween. And she was like, oh, I don't have candy. So instead she gave us like mandarins, I think. I think that's what I remember the most from this. I do remember my costume. Oh yeah, I never answered what kind of costume I will wear. I think vampire costumes are pretty cool, actually. So maybe I'll go for something like that. But I also like the ghost one because it's silly. But yeah, I remember when I was young, I had some costumes that, this is gonna sound weird, but there were some kind of like weird donut shape. Like my dress, it's as if there was a floaty inside, like, you know, like the donut shaped floaty that you use when you're on like some pools and stuff. My dress had something kind of like that inside it to make it look puffy for some reason. So I think I had two costumes for 2 years, and one of them was like a bat, and it was like just very black and I think a bit of purple. And the other one was a pumpkin, which I guess makes sense with the puffiness. I remember finding this costume really comfortable, so I could just sit on the floor with it and just sit on the on the dress itself. Halloween is in some weird spot as a holiday where I live because it's not recognized as an official holiday, but many people agree that Halloween is fun, so kids can have candies but adults go to parties. Best of the both worlds. I feel like, at least in my generation, as kids, the only time I went trick-or-treating was like only if I had like parents around, because my parents didn't feel like it was safe to just go around the neighborhood by like ourselves. So you don't really get a lot of freedom as kids, but then when you have like little parties as teenagers or adults, I guess it's more, you know, at least you're not walking in the street, you're just like at someone's place. So it's usually more common. At least that's how I experience it, and that's how I seem to witness it around me. Also, welcome Mink. Thank you for the redeems. How's it been? It's been well. Just checking how people think and react to Halloween. Thank you for the care package. I have just drunk some water. I should have said some blood, but I missed the opportunity. And I'm on shrimping. Thank you. All Alright, where were we? We saw that most people actually give something to the kids, but still close to half of them pretend they don't hear. And we do have one person, I think, that says you scare them off. Damn. One person that is already outside, so hand them the candy out there. Okay, cute. Someone just does not have this situation. And someone is just like, go away, no one is home. So I guess it's literally just this answer. So that will make it pretty even from the giving and not even opening the door. Alright, for me... I haven't really been in this situation because when it happened, it was like my family that will handle it. But I also didn't really want to answer the door myself, not gonna lie. So I think maybe nowadays it will be different. But I don't think we have candy, so I'll probably, if I think we have nothing to give, I'll probably not open the door. But if we have something nowadays, maybe I will. Big maybe, because I don't know how I will actually act in this situation. But you know, if I was streaming, obviously I wouldn't actually answer the door because I will kind of be busy. But yeah, I hope Moonsters will be getting candy. Yeah! If a Moonster was at my door, they will get everything. That would be so cute. Alright, next question. To get into the spooky parts, do you consider yourself to get scared or startled easily? Most people said yes. Yes. But still close to the same percentage. 9 people versus 10. 9 people are just the normal amount. And 6 people are just a bit. Those are pretty common answers. I'm not very surprised. Someone says nothing scares me. Damn. Boring. And then we got some custom answers, which are this. Only thing that scares me, existential dread of passage of time and dogs. My condolences, especially for the dog part. Wait, I'm gonna turn on my light real quick. It's getting dark. Alright. So, existential dread. Passage of time, dogs. Oh, puppy Manfredi, I got you. That's kind of cruel, not gonna lie. I see what you're doing. But it's okay. Puppy Chi is cute. On the topic of Halloween, it's kind of difficult going trick-or-treating if you're gonna wear a costume. Reason being, I live in Alaska and it's already snowed. There's an inch of snow there. Oh, and wearing a costume over thick winter clothes isn't really an option. So it's either wear winter clothes and stay warm, but no costume. Or freeze your butt off, but get to wear a costume while trick-or-treating. And I'm going for the warmer option. I feel like it could work if you're like a werewolf, because then you have a furry costume. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard. Yes, I agree. I guess it really depends on the places as to how Halloween can be handled. What kind of other answer do we have? I get startled, but I don't get scared by spooky games or movies. So I guess maybe startled from like sounds, but not like actual horror stuff. Maybe that's how I interpret it. I flinch from jump scares, but I don't feel scared by most things, generally speaking. The only thing that can frighten me is people, if that makes sense. Yes, okay. So, jump scares. I mean, I feel like flinching from jump scare is kind of normal, right? Because, you know, or that's kind of part of our instinct, right? Like if we have like a sudden thing appearing in front of us or a sudden sound, you know, it's like part of our fight or flight response is to survive, that we kind of developed a little... But yeah, it's not necessarily scared. Yeah, I'm just like, to answer the people, like a lot of people say I get startled but not scared, and that makes sense. It's like just an instinct thing. But as long as it doesn't traumatize you and you can't sleep anymore. Winter clothes plus that ghost costume that's just a blanket with holes. True. Over your coat and everything. Oh god, but it must get dirty really badly with like the snow and stuff though. If it's like dragging a bit, it's gonna be wet and very dirty at the end of the trick or treat session. Okay, as for me, I'll probably be like answering the maybe a bit, because I don't think I get scared by just everything. I could play, you know, I didn't play the craziest horror games, but I could play a few probably. But I also do have reactions. I think I'm more scared of being scared than actually scared, if that makes sense. Like, that's usually what I fear more when I play or consume horror content. I'm just like, oh no. I usually imagine it to be much worse than what it is, and then I'm kind of okay. But I definitely do react at jump scares, loud sounds, sometimes just imagining how bad something will turn out. But it's nothing that will really wear me out, you know. I won't like have trouble falling asleep or that kind of stuff. Because I also realized that when I get like scared of being scared, I also like can't shut up ever. I just can't stop talking, and that makes it kind of funny too. So then like whenever we had some horror-ish games with like actual scary, like, you know, chasing scenes or whatever, I was scared of being scared at the beginning, but at the end I'm more like, that was so much fun. As weird as it sounds. I probably just wear double warm sweaters and my snow pants and then put on my T-Rex costume. That sounds good. Also, it's like 5 AM for me. Oh my god, you should go to bed. Please get some rest. But thank you for passing by. I know it will scare me, and then I played and it's even worse. Really? That never happened to me. But also, I feel like I'm also pretty selective with what I play. So, you know, I think I would die if I played Outlast for some reason. You know, like, for example, the stuff I do is not too bad. I guess the scariest game I played is probably still from the Chilla Art game series, and there's gonna be another one in a few days. But even then, I didn't find it scary. It's more like sometimes, I think in my situation, rather than being scared of like, or traumatized by something, I'll be like, how should I say this? Like, I feel like I will be put in a dangerous situation and I will panic and not know how to handle it. So I know that I'm gonna just be really bad at reacting and probably die. That's how I can usually feel in those kind of games. When we get in a horror scenario, please protect me, Luna. When we get in a horror scenario, I'm just like giving you away so that I can survive. Never forget my evil tag. Hello, Mom Saddle! I just woke up at 3 AM. Oh god. That's an unfortunate time to wake up. My condolences. Alright, next question. Do you have any fears or phobias you would like sharing for the survey? This is an optional thing, so people can just like skip it if they're not comfortable sharing that information. But it's interesting to see what is common. So there is a heights, dog phobia, healthy fear of heights. Okay, at least it's healthy. Apiphobia, the fear of bees. When I see a group of bees, I think about how I can get rid of them from my area. I didn't even know that was a thing. I wonder if that's like a fear that comes with like just seeing a swarm of something, or if this is a fear that's like, you know, you're scared of actually getting attacked by them. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, there are some people that feel like actually repulsed by seeing swarms of insects, for example. Like just seeing them all gathered around. I know some people really do have reactions that are like pretty strong, but I don't know. This person is no moonster if they don't like Beeb. True, but okay, think about it. They said fear of bees, not fear of Beeb or one bee. So maybe it's oh no, actually when I see one or a group of bees, never mind. I'll check their name and ban them later. Just kidding. Ditching me without a moment's hesitation. I do be evil like that. Psychological horror is a whole other level of why am I doing this. I really like psychological horror though. I prefer this over like, I don't know, like having a crazy monster. I usually get more invested in them, especially in terms of movies. Those I really get interested in. Okay, what else do we have? Lizards? I didn't know that was a thing. A fear of lizards. I wonder what exactly is... Because, you know, sometimes it's specific features from the animal that make you feel a certain way. I wonder what it is here. Or if it's just lizards in general. It's kind of freaky how lizards, they can have their... You know, their tail coming out and still move. It's kind of crazy. I don't like games with chasing scenes. Yeah, oh my god! There's like one RPG horror game that I really wanted to play when I was little. I think maybe... I'm sorry, I might have talked about this already, but just in case I haven't. I think it's called Paranoia. Or something like that. And basically you're in a house and then eventually you find out there's like someone there. And it's so freaking stressful because basically in this game you have like a very limited amount of time to like run and hide in a random place. And there's only one random hiding spot that works at a time. So you have several chasing scenes and you will have to think smart, and then you have a countdown. The countdown is even more stressful. You're like, okay, you have 10 seconds, go 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 go, and you have to run around the house and just like see wherever you're supposed to go. And I never went past the first chasing scene because as soon as I saw it was that, I just, it made me panic so bad I felt like I couldn't do it, so I never did it. Halloween 2026. It was like, I was like, generally like when I realized that was the kind of game it was, I was like, crap, I can't do it. It's so stressful. I can't handle this. Like having a time limited choice that I have to make a choice and there's only one right choice and I have to always think about it when like you have such little time. I'm so bad at like making good decisions. I can't. It's too bad that I gave up on it though. When I think back on it, I should have actually tried. Hi, Sigad! Them slithering, totally not me. Oh, was you? Or maybe totally not you? So if it's like slithering, maybe snakes can also cause that, right? Oh my god, psychological horror just makes you feel things you never thought about at all. True. I like psychological horror. Or thrillers, like in terms of like movies, thrillers can be good too because sometimes they kind of are like close to the psychological horror genre. There's one Korean movie like that I really liked. Okay. After lizards we have drowning. I think that's pretty common too. Spiders. Only fear of heights sometimes so far, I think. Deep water. I wonder if it's deep water like not being able to swim or walk in the water, or if it's the creatures like thalassophobia, because I know some people are scared of the deep sea creatures or what could be in the water when you don't see, or if it's just not being able to, you know, put your feet and you don't drown. Which movie? It was called Parasite. It got pretty successful. It got a prize and everything. I really liked it. You don't see snakes that often. True. Luna, you don't really have to think in video games. Just keep trying different things. Brute forested. I know! That's the worst part! I know! I could just die and restart. But for some reason, it made me panic so bad. I think I never panicked that. Like, I think that's the first time I actually just panicked at a game and gave up. What's happening with my moto? But I was just like, no! No, I can't! I was like, I had zero confidence, and so I just like gave up. I think I just at some point tried to also run it without me actually hiding or doing the chase just to see how I died, to see if it's bad. And I don't think it was even that bad, but for some reason it just caused like a lot of stress on me all of a sudden. But one day I should have a revenge on it. I think that could be very rewarding to have this on stream, because if I do clear it, then I'll be super proud of myself. That's like being so exposed and immobile in the water. Oh, true. I guess that can be a source of fear as well. I mean, I'm saying true as if there could be a wrong answer by someone talking about their fear. That's stupid because, you know, it's all personal experiences, but I'm trying to understand everyone's point of views. Also, hi Aina! Welcome! Agoraphobia. Wait, I forgot. Heights. I struggle standing on small stools. Oh, so it's like a pretty severe fear. Acceleration. I could never go on a roller coaster. I generally must amusement park rides. Spiders. Must flying insects forgetting. That's a lot of fears. But I kinda understand them. Agoraphobia. Pretty common too. Public speaking, shame, embarrassment. So it's more like social... I wouldn't say it's actually social anxiety, but it's leaning more in that side. Spiders, insects, except moth, butterflies, and bees. And anything with more than 4 legs. Kill it with fire. Don't kill there! But I know they're a source of fear. Dementophobia. What is that? Dementophobia. Is it like getting dementia? Let me look it up. Dementophobia. It's the fear of going insane. Oh yeah, that must be scary when you feel like you're losing yourself. I know some people around me really get scared of, like, have a really strong fear of getting like Alzheimer, which is fair, but so I'm not surprised this is an actual phobia that's of like going insane. Apparently, oh no, never mind. It's not. I thought there was a number as to how many people have dementophobia, but it's not actually this. I'm not scared of roller coasters, but I get very motion sick on them, so I don't ride them. That's fair. I mean, that's not a fear, but if your body can handle it, that's, yeah. You shouldn't do this to yourself. Killing spiders and insects with fire is from me. I don't know why, but my usual reaction to fear is resorting to violence and aggression. Maybe it's your survival instinct. I guess you also want to make sure they're like not around anymore. So to guarantee that they're gone and you won't have the issue again, you're trying to get rid of it, perhaps. Any type of myriapods, centipedes, millipedes, etc. I have a friend that also is really scared of those. I don't know if it's a phobia or fear, but I don't like frogs. That's the first time I hear of this one, actually. I wonder if it's like also the fact that they can just jump at you. I wonder what exactly is like scary about them. Like, no, I'm not saying this in a way that I don't mean to discredit any fear. I think every fear is very valid. It's just, as someone that don't have the fear, I get curious as to what exactly makes, you know, brings that kind of feeling, if that makes sense. I've encountered people who have a phobia or aversion to frogs before. That's so interesting. I wonder if it's like the fact that they're slimy, the fact that their tongue can go far, the fact that they can jump at you, blah blah blah. I have seen bullfrogs. They can jump super far. Yeah, I feel like in that aspect, it's like the unpredictable side of it that could be scary. But then you could apply this to a lot of bugs too, I think. I don't think it's especially rare, just not as common as spiders, snakes, bugs, and birds. Interesting. That's the first time I hear of it. Oh, short hair for cheap. One sec. I need to do this. Short hair. Ta-da! Thanks for redeeming it. Frog puts jump and jump scare. Yes. Where's short hair for Luna? Oh, sorry, I only have long hair available for this hairstyle because it looks better, so I decided to stick to that for today. Maybe tomorrow too, we'll see. Well, not tomorrow, but I didn't notice she was there. Surprise, she is around. Maybe I should make her a bit more visible. One sec. I don't want her to hide any answer, but I can move her like this. There we go. Maybe she's a bit more visible now. Okay. Fear of heights, I think. Oh, and I get super nervous when other people, not me, have their devices over heights, like on a bridge past the railing or something. I don't know why. I know that's a thing. I know that's a thing. Like you just feel like an instinctive reaction to be like, no, don't do this. Oh my god! Like you get scared as if it's your device and it's gonna die. I get that. I have a family member that has a fear of heights, but that is actually much worse when it's involving other people. Like they don't feel good when they're like in a, you know, in a high place, especially, or like stuff, for example, close to the train, because you know taking the train is pretty common here, and being really close to the edge of the platform because there are so many accidents, and technically there are people that even push you for some reason. And so I know that this person gets really uncomfortable, especially with having people around them like getting really close to the edge or edge of a cliff or like in a high space. Like they will feel like the physical urge to like, you know, get you out of here so that you don't stay in this place. Even if you're completely fine with it and that you're not necessarily in danger, they will just have the strong feeling. At some point we went in a restaurant that was like, I think it was, we had brunch or something, and it was at a very high building, and it was like we were kind of at the rooftop and you could see the view of the town. And we had to go at a different time than them because otherwise they will get too anxious. It's interesting how some fears sometimes are more affecting like the people around us than us, like with how we feel. I get that with my phone and toilet. Yeah, that would be tragic. My mother doesn't like looking up at high places, but she doesn't mind being at the high place looking down. Oh, I have another family member that used to feel something similar, like getting more uncomfortable when looking up than looking down. I wonder if it's like because when you're in a high place you can and like if you're looking up the sky is just like very empty. I wonder if it's something like that or not. Or maybe it's because you don't look down, you don't see the base, I guess, as much. Like you don't necessarily see where you're standing, and so it's more likely to lose balance and stuff. I don't know, but I know it's a thing because I know someone that's like this. Next question, or not next question, next answer. Fear of heights is a big one. A lot of people, I think the most common fear so far is the fear of heights. Maybe random noises when I'm outside and it's dark. And deep dark waters. I love swimming in lakes and seas, but sometimes I get really anxious from not seeing what's underneath. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I totally get that. Like, I remember one day I did swim in the sea, and I was supposed to be with my family, and I didn't realize that they went back, and I ended up swimming quite far, and then at some point I just wanted to show them like some cool fish that I saw, and I turned back and I saw there was no one at a like really long distance, like you can't see in the water like anyone. And then I was like, oh, and then I looked down and I could not even see the bottom of the water. And then I started getting really uneasy. So I just rushed back to the shore because I was like, oh my god, imagine if there's a freaking shark coming out of nowhere. I would be cooked. So I kind of like just seeing the vast space, seeing how you can't see things around you, it's scary. I get that. I don't know if it's exactly what you have from what you described, but it reminds me of that at least. My mother said when she looks up at the tall building or something, she feels like she's losing her balance and falling backwards. That makes sense. Actually, that's something that can happen in general without it being a fear. Because you don't keep track of things as much, especially if there are like clouds moving with the wind. You're not necessarily getting mixed signals of like stuff, like because you could, if you're looking at a building from looking up and then you see the clouds going the opposite direction, it's gonna look like the building is about to fall on your face, which is kind of crazy. My wife had that happen. She got thalassophobia swimming near the continental shelf in Hawaii. Oh no. I hope it isn't too bad. Hi Volley, welcome! I need to watch the VOD tonight. Yeah, I hope you have a nice watching session. Your ear level thingy gets jiggled when you do that. Oh, like, do you mean the stuff for your inner balance? When you look up, I mean? It's so weird, but I didn't, like, it's so weird that your balance is really reliant on your ears for some reason, like your inner ear or something like this. There's a term like this in the forbidden language too, and I didn't even know that there was something like that, that your balance was like heavily relying on your ears. That's so strange. Yeah. It's like, I know some people can't like spin around because their inner ear just like is just struggling a lot otherwise, and then they just like specifically go towards one side because I guess some people have like higher sensitivity or unbalanced stuff. That's why spinning around makes you lose balance. That's so interesting. But depends on the people, right? Not everyone, like some people are more inclined to lose balance than others, right? So interesting. One thing where I don't lose balance, but I kind of lose control of myself that scares me a little. Well, it's not like a source of fear, but sometimes if I start realizing it, it's kind of messing up with me. It's like, you know, those kind of things where it's better to not be aware of it, because once you start like thinking about it, it gets bad, just like manual breathing. It's like when I go down the stairs, sometimes, especially if it's a lot of stairs and like, I don't know, there's a crowd, I will try to go fast, you know? So it's like, I'm not running down the stairs, but I'm not like just walking and taking my time. And then I start realizing that at some point, I kind of like, my body automatically does it for me. I don't necessarily like think of like, you know, putting one leg and then the other and stuff. And then sometimes I realize it, that it's kind of like ahead of my brain. And then when I start realizing it, it scares the hell out of me, because I'm like, oh my god, if I start like realizing it and trying to take control back of my body, I'm probably just gonna fall down the stairs. But it still feels weird, and then I'm like, no. I guess fear of losing control of yourself is kind of a thing too. Okay, anyway. Heights and people sometimes is a fear. Spider insects, trypophobia, phasmophobia. Phasmophobia, like the game! So does phasmophobia mean like scared of spirits and stuff like this? I would guess based on the game, but I'll double check. Hello Linus! Phasmophobia, they just keep talking about the game. Meaning. It's a fear of ghosts. Okay. Hematophobia. What is hemato? Is it like hematome, like bruises? Phobia. A fear of blood, wound and injuries. Makes sense. Girls. And you're watching me? I guess maybe it's fine if it's like an anime girl. Still looking for it. I get scared when friends see my messages but don't reply immediately. So more in the social fear sitting. You could say I have a fear of being in deep bodies of water. It's more about choosing not to be in them, where I take the risk, you know. Small bugs and parasites. Okay, those are most... Except for the frog, I think I know about all of the fears that were mentioned. And I was kind of surprised to see how many people have like fears of heights. But it is pretty common. Speaking of, does anyone in the chat, without looking it up, know what is the most common fear in the world? I was kind of surprised when I looked it up back then. But apparently, it's not even heights. It's, I think, dogs. I think one person actually said dogs. But... yeah, one person said dogs, right? Yeah, dog phobia. But I didn't expect it to be such a high percentage. Is that still the case? Let me double check. I am surprised. Okay. Most common phobia. Oh wait, no, wait. I guess not everyone says the same stuff. There's also a fear of flying that is pretty common. That no one wrote, but like taking the plane and that kind of stuff. I looked it up and it's social phobia. It seems that different sources say different stuff, so I don't really know anymore what the right thing is. Maybe they haven't fully decided on it. The real one is job application. Hello, this squid. What's your favorite Halloween candy? I don't really eat candy much, to be fair, so I don't know. I do like caramel in general. And maybe I do like very occasionally the kind of like there's like some kind of lollipop that's like frizzly, kind of like you have some little a bag of dust, not dust, but like some crystallized sugar, and you put it against the lollipop and it's a bit sour. I like that too, but I probably could only eat one, otherwise it will just destroy my tongue. Do I have... I do like chocolate every now and then, but I'm just generally not really a sweets person. Depends on the people you're asking for the survey, true. But according to our own survey, the most common fear is the highest one. I never had candy corn. I'm not sure what candy corn is, actually. Also, thank you for the hydration redeem. Damn, the water actually feels really nice. Sugar straight from the jar. When I was younger, I really liked gum. But I realized that chewing gum is less and less common now, right? Now I don't think I really feel like eating that anymore. But I used to enjoy that a lot. I do like cola flavored candies. Or lime flavored candies. They're pretty good. Like lemon and stuff. But yeah. One day I almost died by eating a candy because I choked on it. And that's one of the first few times where I thought I might actually die. Because I couldn't breathe anymore. So someone had, you know, to like actually like, you know, hold me from behind. And first like crazy for me to spit it. I don't think I really eat much of those candies now. It was like some hard candy, obviously, if I was like choking like that, but... God. I think that's like one of the few times where I actually started thinking, oh crap, like if this doesn't get solved, I will die. The other like near-death experiences I had, I just didn't realize things were happening and stuff. But like this one, there's like a little bit of a moment of fear. Thankfully, I was not alone. Did you know that you can do this to yourself? Like if you're alone and you realize you're choking, you can still like do this to yourself. I think by... How is it again? Like you can try to get whatever you're choking on out of your system with a chair, I think. Like you have to do a specific thing. There's a trick. It's important to know about it so that you don't die alone. Trick to unchoke alone. What is the trick with the chair? I know there's a trick with a chair. Falling on chair? I think something like this. Sounds like that will break your ribs. Better to have a broken rib than dying. Think about it. Sometimes in CPR they have to break your ribs, but at least you live. Eat the chair. Yes, that sounds like the perfect idea. I was eating dinner, hearing that I will probably I live alone. Yeah, I think I just like I accidentally swallowed the candy. It was like I didn't mean to swallow it, but you know, accidents happen, and then it was like not doing well. But yeah, it's a Heimlich thing that you mentioned. Wait. I'm trying to see. Make a fist with one hand. Place the thumb on that hand below your ribcage and above your navel. What's a navel? Grab your fist with the other hand. Press your fist forcibly into the upper abdominal area with a quick upward movement. You can also lean over a table edge, chair or railing. Quickly thrust your upper belly area against the edge using gravity to assist you. Yeah, that's what I've seen. But yeah. Oh, the never is the belly? Okay. But yeah. Let's just not choke, moral of the story. Let's just chew the food, be careful. And hopefully you never have to do this, but be ready if the situation happens. Anyway, I didn't answer my own question as to my fears. I don't think I have something like phobias. But I do have stuff that I can get scared of, kind of. I don't think it's super extreme again. I do get a bit scared of the dark. It's not like scared of what could be there, like, you know, oh my god, there's a monster, or there's like... Or there's a... There's like, I don't know, a killer or something like this. It's not really like that. But... I just realized that if I can't see, I just freeze. Like, I can't move anymore. You can't count on me to turn on the light or anything. Like, if I don't have anything I can grab around me that will gather me some light or something I can recognize, I will just do nothing. I will not function anymore. Because when I was young, I think it's linked to another fear I had. Hello, Sparf, by the way. I don't know why, but when I was a child, I had a very big fear of alarms, specifically. And by alarms, I don't mean like the clock. Well, technically it could be the clock, but it's not in the setting of wake up. It's more like the setting of, you know, like an alarm that happens if you try to steal or if you're intruding someone's house or that kind of stuff. Like an alarm of like signaling something is wrong. When I was young, I don't know when exactly it started, but I kept having awful nightmares of it. And I was always the cause of it, and I was traumatized. And I think a lot of them happened with like extreme bad luck because because they will happen also because my alarm clocks, like my actual alarm clocks next to my bed, will go off in the middle of the night. Like when I was really young, I think I had a cool clock of like some character or something, and then I think my sister wanted to check it out. But I was sleeping and then she checked it out and accidentally triggered it, and I just woke up with like complete terror of like what was happening. And because of it, I couldn't use this alarm anymore because I was too scared of it. And then we bought another one at the flea market, which was just like a rooster sound. Thanks, sis. I mean, she didn't have any bad intentions. We were both really young. Also, maybe I'm misremembering, but I think that's how the story started. But yeah, it was like... Then we bought a different one that just is like, you know, a rooster, like when it screams in the morning, like, you know, I don't know how they say it in English, but I think you get what I mean. And we bought it, and on the first night, it went off at midnight. Because it was just said that way, but we didn't know about it. So I just got this awful next experience. And I was so scared. I just kept thinking I was doing something wrong and that I would get in trouble. I feel like my fear was like linked to a lot of stuff like this rather than just like both the fear of the sound and the association of I did something wrong and I'm in trouble. And I remember literally getting out of my room, like holding this clock, shaking, and then my sister also woke up because she was in the room next to me, and she just saw me like, and we're both like panicking, holding this clock at midnight, like why was it doing the sounds? And I think that woke up my parents, and they were like, oh, what's happening? And then because of this, I couldn't use this clock either because I was just traumatized by this clock as well. I was just really sensitive to all that kind of stuff. Took me a while before I got an actual alarm clock. Like for a really long time, it had to be like my parents waking me up because I couldn't use one. I was too scared. and eventually I found one that worked well for me. It was kind of ahead of its time. Now it's more common, but back then it wasn't so common. It was like a lot of natural sounds, so you could choose between different sounds. There was a very common beep sound, but there was also like the sound of the waves, the sound of the river, the sound of some crickets, the sound of like an owl also. Just like much more chill stuff. And I really like this one, and I actually used it for a really, really long time. I even tried using it again during COVID, but then it became haunted. But at this point, I was over this fear. But this was still like a really, really, really massive fear I had for a really long time. And I kept having nightmares of, even outside of my clocks, like nightmares of me being like doing something wrong or not even that wrong, and then a huge alarm, like, you know, intruder alarm ringing, blasting off my ears with like sometimes even the red light, you know, like in movies when something really bad is happening, like, you know, someone intruded and now the person has to be killed or something, like, you know, flashing red lights. I dreamt stuff like this all the time when I was a child. I was so scared. Because also my mom used to work in a school. She was not a teacher, but she was it's kind of hard to explain it, but sometimes she was the last person leaving it, and she also was in charge of testing the alarm of the school to make sure that, again, no one literally robs the school. And so sometimes she will test it out, like she will be assigned to like every month, like just randomly test the alarm to make sure it works. And I was there a few times, like just to see it. I don't know if that marked me or anything. Maybe it did. And I did have a lot of dreams where for some reason I was stuck in this school. I never went in this school. I was stuck there looking for my mom because I don't know where she is, and then it just flashes at me and I'm just like this is the loud sound, this is the lights, it's overwhelming, and I'm just like sitting down on the floor because I don't know what to do. I don't dare to move anymore. She never went to school. I didn't go to the school my mom was working in, is what I meant. But yeah, it was really crazy. Like, it was a really, really, really major fear of mine. And so sometimes if I would hear alarms in like school settings for like drills, like, you know, like the fire alarm test, sometimes it will make me feel things. Like, I wouldn't really get panic attacks because I could still differentiate that it's not me that did something wrong and I'm gonna be in trouble. But the amount of nightmares I had was crazy. And wait, I think there's an even worse part of the story that I want to talk about, but I'm trying to remember it. Oh yeah, you know, the worst parts of nightmares that I will get with the fear of, you know, like I'm just dreaming of something and then the alarm rings and I'm in trouble. It's that sometimes I will dream this, but the setting of the dream is when I'm already supposed to be in bed sleeping. Like, I woke up for some reason and I tried to get out of my bed and then it happens. Like, I have like suddenly some weird robots that are monitoring me and then just blasting the alarm because how dare you move from your bed. And then I'm just completely terrified and petrified, and then, you know, I'm really, really scared, and then I wake up, but I'm scared from the nightmare. Literally, I just got betrayed by my own bedroom. So I don't dare to actually get up and ask for help because I'm so scared of moving. I'm just like, if there's another alarm and I move, they're gonna, like, it's gonna be even worse. So I just end up like, I'm awake, but I'm too scared to move. So I'm just like screaming from my bed, like screaming, crying. Because I'm just petrified. And so my sister will wake up from me crying because she was in a closer room than my parents, and then she will have to, like, she will get in my room being like, don't worry, I'm gonna get the parents, and then I wouldn't need to cry anymore because eventually my parents will be awake thanks to my sister. I have those situations where I'm thinking if I move I will die. It was kind of like, I don't think I ever thought I will die, but still, like, I will get in this scary situation. I think back then I was young and didn't really think of dying per se, but still, it was so bad. It was like, it was pretty cruel. Like, my brain really messed me up. But yeah, studying in a school your mother teach sounds scary. So much pressure to perform. Yeah, my mom wasn't a teacher once again, but I still don't think I will have liked to be in a school where she was just working at. I think my mom didn't want that either, so at least we're on the same page. I think maybe when I was young I didn't even mind the idea as much, but now that I'm older I understand that it's not a good idea. But yeah, that was a really big fear of mine, which I think both the fear of the dark a little bit and the fear of those alarms. I don't think I will react like this anymore nowadays, but I think me freezing from not seeing anything comes as a leftover of the other fear of, like, you know, oh my god, I can't see anything, I don't know what's happening, I don't know the situation, and I'm scared that if I move, I obviously know I won't get like a freaking alarm like just blasting at my ears. Realistically speaking, it doesn't make sense, but I think it's a leftover of that, like me being scared and not daring to move because maybe something, like I'll do something wrong. Guess stuff like this. Thank you for the hydration. Ah god, that was scary. It's kind of funny because when I was younger, I just thought of it as like, you know, I'm scared of alarms. It's loud and it scares me. It's only like, I don't know, many years after it was over that at some point I had a dream back on it, and then I just realized that it was a bit more deep than what I thought it was. Because like, when I think about it now, it's not just that it's scary because it's loud, it's that every time the sitting is kind of shown as if I did something wrong, right? You know, oh my god, intruder, oh my god, you misbehaved, oh my god this, oh my god that. And it's only like when it was like super far behind me that I just thought back on it being like, oh my god, that fear was actually kind of deep. So yeah, I think there's just a lot to it. But yeah, that was a really weird fear. Whenever I said I'm scared of alarms, everyone was like, what? Because you're also just expected to be random sounds, right? But it's not really random sounds. It's specific associations probably. But yeah, it's not really something I'm scared of anymore. So at least you know, I don't have nightmares like this, thank god. That would be frustrating otherwise. Now I can even have, I still don't think I will really find a beep 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 alarm very pleasant, just because it's not a pleasant sound to wake up to, but it wouldn't like make me scared or anything. Now I think I'm just more comfortable overall. So cool. Whew, that was a long answer from me, guys. Do you wake up naturally now? No, I do have an alarm, but like it's not a, it's usually one of the few default alarm sounds from my phone that I think is the one I don't hate. Like all the others I grew to hate them, so now like I found one that works well for me. It's the sunrise one, I think. It sounds like, it's, I have an iPhone for reference. It's like the one that goes like da, 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 da. Wait, that sounds like an alarm. It's not an alarm, you have to trust me. Trust me, it's not what it sounds like. It's like, the instrument is kind of nice. It's like, it sounds a bit relaxing to me. Okay, very bad example, forget it. But yeah, I usually, honestly, I could sleep for really long times. So if I try to wake up naturally, I think at first it will work, but eventually I'll just end up sleeping too much because I could always sleep more every night. Every morning I wake up, I could technically sleep longer. I'm not even tired, but it's just, I kind of like sleeping. Anyway, next questions. Do you have any tips for fellow Moonsters who may be trying to get over some of their fears? And we got 25 answers. Thank you everyone for actually... This was an optional answer, but I appreciate you guys trying to give words of encouragement to your fellow Moonsters. Don't feel embarrassed to seek professional help if your fear phobia is actually diminishing the quality of your life. Is that you, Metal? Slow but consistent immersion therapy. Play games that are about this topic, for example, Omori, which helped me a lot of my fear of drowning. Confront your fear slowly, step by step, and it will probably get better over some time. Do it first, think later. Face your fears. Just run away and you're safe, right? Exposure therapy is scientifically proven to be the best way to overcome true phobias. I don't have any advice for irrational fears, but when you fear something like being stupid in public or reaction from someone or similar stuff, it helps to remember that almost everyone around is not an omnipotent being, but just a human like you. They can also be stupid, weak, nervous, uncertain, not knowing stuff, etc. Is that a bean? Is that a bean from... I'm guessing this is tuna. Moonster giving a bean. That's very cute. If you can't heal from your phobias, try to find little tips too. So this is basically check this section. I like to face my fears. I go on roller coasters or look down when I'm up high. It's super scary, but conquering them make me feel good about myself. I still get scared and I don't think I'll stop, but at least I know I can manage it. Watching something without audio makes it less scary. Confronting yourself to your fear to accommodate can be more comfortable with it over time. The best of fear, not phobia, is facing them little by little, like accepting something that reminds your fear and be used to it, then go next step, etc. Awake your fighting spirit, don't run away, fight it, bring it on. That sounds kinda crazy. Way more importantly, no one else is gonna remember or care. For like social stuff, right? Try to overcome them with friends, unless you're scared of making friends, that's a bit tricky. Face it head on, assert dominance. Do I have tips myself? Like, I'm trying to think, do I have stuff I could say? I feel like it really depends on the fear itself and like the severity of it, not gonna lie. But I'm trying to think if I have stuff I could say. Kinda funny to try and remember which one is your own answer. Which one sounds like it's something I could say. I do think... You know, this is gonna be a very boring answer, but I feel like if you feel like it's really affecting your lifestyle, at least addressing it with a professional that could help you is a good way to see the severity of it and how to handle it. Because I feel like facing it head on, for example, can be tricky depending on the fear. I could imagine that in some scenarios it could maybe make it worse. It really depends on the fear. So it's kind of ironic because I'm like, hey, do you guys have tips? And when it's me, I'm like, it depends. But it probably depends, yeah. But I think trying to find someone and asking for help is probably the best advice I can give. Like communicating your fears with people around you so they can be understanding of the situation, hopefully maybe help you a little. A professional will be even better because they will be more qualified to maybe help you work on it, on the source of it, or how to make it more livable. I don't think fears are always things that you will stop having. Like there are... I think I did like the advice about like the person that actually tries to conquer the fear but still acknowledges that they are still scared and it will not necessarily stop the fear, I mean, but it's something that they can manage. But that really depends on the level, right? Talking to a professional when you feel a little icky about spiders is awkward though. Well, again, I'm really talking in the cases where you feel like it's affecting you from, you know, living properly especially. I don't think there's necessarily something bad about fearing certain things. Obviously, it's better if you can handle them. Oh yeah, I didn't say it, but when I was young, I was scared of spiders too. I don't really know by what miracle it stopped, but the thing is, I live in places that have like a lot of big spiders. Not like, I don't live in Australia, don't get me wrong. I don't live with like tarantulas, but my house and even my room tends to have quite a few wolf spiders. They're rather large. They're kind of thick. I used to be terrified of those, but at some point I think it's just really realizing over time that first of all, they won't come to just bite me, and also they're also scared of me, and so they're just gonna stay in their lane and not bother me. I kind of had to force myself to believe it, and then eventually now I just fully believe it. I'll get really pissed if they came at me though, not gonna lie. I will still have a reaction, but seeing one in my room otherwise, I know they're not gonna come to me. Good night, gamer! But yeah. There are monster spies in reality. That will be even worse actually. I'd rather them to just be a spider. There are good girls killing mosquitoes. I feel like most spiders don't really come to you. Like, if they were to attack you, it's probably because they fear for their safety, but like... That's also why I don't really kill them. You know, at worst, if something was bothering me, maybe I could try moving it away, but I don't really do that either now. I'm just like, whatever. I'll probably clean the, you know, the spider webs if there are any though, because I don't want that in my room, but I'm kind of used to them now. Spiders aren't scared of you. They will crawl into your mouth when you sleep. They are scared of you, but they're not as scared of you if you're literally asleep. Because you're not moving. If they come to you and you start moving, they'll turn back. They're scared of you, but if you're immobile, yeah, it's just like fish. If you don't move, they kind of forget that you're a thing. They think you're safe, but then if you start moving, they're like, crap. Also, I know there's a saying that, you know, a lot of people like swallow spiders in their sleep, but I kind of don't really believe it. Especially depending on the size of the spider, but overall I'm not really, I don't know, I don't really believe in it. I don't think spiders really have a concept of you. I think that theory has been debunked. Oh, I haven't seen the specific, but I remember seeing it a lot, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. Given how many sleeping positions you can have and not everyone sleeps with their mouth open, that's just not really realistic, right? Swallowing spiders. I feel like it's just something people made up to make you scared. SMH. Hello Tazo! I love the spooky music. Thanks! It's like from the Lo-Fi Girl Halloween playlist of 2023. If you're interested, I can share the video with you. Fun fact, the fact that people eat 7 spiders during their lifetime was specifically made to show how easy it is to spread misinformation. See, they kinda prove their point. They open it up with their miniature mouth openers. Why would a spider want this? That's stupid. But yeah, it's just some dude that eats 1,000 spiders per night, and he just makes all of us look bad on the fridge. But yeah, no. Again, I think it really depends on, like, to still answer the question. I think asking for help in general, to whoever you can ask help, ask for help? I don't know how to word the sentence. Like, ask for help to whoever you can do that to, you know? Because I know not, you know, even saying getting professional help, it's easy to say that, but not everyone can afford it. And also sometimes having bad experiences with therapists, because, you know, having a therapist is really like, sometimes you vibe and sometimes you don't. So sometimes having a bad experience will not make you want to try again, which is unfortunate, but it's fair. So I can't say just, yeah, go to therapy, because it's not necessarily that easy. But trying to ask for help to anyone is already a good step, I think. Hello, Borksa! Welcome! The spider slender is crazy. I know, right? Don't do spiders dirty like that. Now that AI is just believing everything it reads, it's going to tell people confidently that we all eat spiders in our sleep. Well, to be fair, people already said that before, so... Would you guys be ready to eat insects prepared for this specific purpose? Like when people have like fried cicadas and stuff like this? I never tried stuff like this. My first therapist was terrible for me. I'm really sorry to hear that. I think there are generally some therapists that are good and some that are bad, but there are also some where even though they're not bad therapists, it's just not really a therapist that's fitting for you specifically. Because there are some therapists that are... I had like several therapists in my life, and I had like a psychiatrist at some point. And I remember I actually had a pretty good time with both of like my psychiatrist and my main therapist, but they were very different. Like the psychiatrist was really straightforward, like he didn't have much filter, so sometimes he never made me feel shame or anything, but I could tell be more easily embarrassed with him. And for me it was fine, but I can imagine for some other people it's not working out, but that doesn't necessarily make them a bad therapist. But there are also some therapists, like I hear horror stories of therapists on social media sometimes. I'm just like, how is this person even qualified to do their job when they're just traumatizing people or shaming them? That's absolutely... that shouldn't... like that's awful. I do not understand that. Are you feeling lucky for the TCG Pocket Lottery? There's a lottery going on? I don't know about this. What is that? Apparently she just got the job and I was the first patient that wasn't a criminal because she used to work in a prison. She had a slightly warped perspective. That's awful. I'm really sorry it happened to be on you. I hope that she eventually got a bit more open-minded. Yeah, working in a prison must be kinda insane, not gonna lie. 3 packs is a lot, so no. In TCG, are we getting 3 packs? I tried to similarly spread misinformation that lunacyhilly is not evil. I shall ban you. Mods, get him. No one will believe that. It's like saying the earth is flat. Wait. They're gonna give Hourglass more or less depending on how lucky you are. Oh! I don't really need them, honestly, so it's fine. That seems difficult to spread. She's very evil. Also, happy 5 stream Isaac. Sorry, I'm very late with everything. And hi, Waffle. Thank you for the hydration. It's like saying we're not on the moon. I don't know why you're so obsessed with that fact. At this point, I almost want you to like keep believing in it, even if it's a lie, because it seems to make you so happy. Let me drink. But yeah, welcome, Waffle. We're just talking about scary things and fears and stuff like that. And Halloween, like it's a spooky survey review where my community filled it, so we're just like checking answers. Yeah. Alright, I guess we should move on to the next question. We got a bit sidetracked. Although I really like those little distractions, so thanks for entertaining all the random, you know, the random yapping. Feel free to keep doing it as long as, you know, we don't forget the survey. Alright, next question. Do you believe in potentially spooky things like ghosts, paranormal activities, black magic, or anything of the sort? If so, please elaborate. Okay. So, no. Not really. Only magic I believe in is sleight of hand, rabbits coming out of hats. I believe in paranormal activities. The reason for this is that I sometimes walk around abandoned places, sometimes during the day, sometimes at night, and explore every segment to see what it might be hiding without touching any objects. I hear strange sounds, but there have also been times where an object fell next to me, which was later followed by a really loud noise. That's when I decided to leave the place before I got into any trouble. Spooky. I could easily distract you in chat for hours. You know, that's cool though. I do like the chatting portion, so I don't mind. I don't mind. So long as, you know, like, you know, I think if we ended up talking about something completely unrelated at the end, it will become an issue to, like, how do you get back to the main point? But, yeah. Okay. I believe in ghosts because I have seen one before. Plus, when my brother was young, he used to have full-on conversation when he was alone in room, giving my mom lots of anxiety by telling her someone is there talking to him. I guess, but nothing specific. Perhaps ghosts or cosmic coincidences. Recently, a friend's father died, and shortly before he called his brother that something might happen to him. Damn. Not really, but I get bad juju sometimes. What does juju mean in this case? Not really, but I keep an open mind. No, no, no. Demons and angels, spiritual forces, yes. No. Neutral. It may exist, it may not. I do believe in spirits and dead people still hanging out in the living realm and black magic. I've witnessed and heard a bit of paranormal activities, and I have eclectic beliefs. I do a bit of witchcraft and stuff. Wow, that sounds so fancy. But Jujutsu Kaisen, that's what I actually thought. Neutral about this, not really. I wouldn't say I'd die on that hill, but I don't think there's definite proof of it, so I will lean towards no. Sorry, I'm really having trouble reading. I would like to believe in some of the cool cryptids. I also feel like many items of mine have randomly disappeared without a trace before, and there was no explanation. You just lost it. Just kidding, just kidding. So I believe that they just slip out of existence, if that counts. Me when I lose my stuff. No, I'm really just messing with you. I like to believe it makes the world more fun. Damn. I feel like for some people it will be more scary, but that's an interesting way to see it. I've had dreams where things that happened in the dream ended up happening the next day, but probably not paranormal. Maybe just confirmation bias. Maybe. It was me and I want to tell one of the cases. Did you say it later? Because I think we do have a section for that, right? Dropping eraser in classroom and then the eraser is gone. I lived quite a bunch of paranormal activities with my sibling when we were teens. Kinda, I don't know. I'm split in two for this one. Depends on my mood, I guess. Sometimes I'm rational, sometimes not. Not really, but I'm open to being wrong. I find it interesting. I believe in ghosts. No, otherwise I'd already be a wizard. You have to be born different. No, apart from potential life in outer space. That does not have to be advanced. So technically aliens? No, but some amount of it could have been cool, maybe in the next patch. There was a section, but I don't think I wrote it down there. Too bad, you missed your chance. F. I think there's a section where you can talk about a spooky story, so maybe you just end up talking about a different one. That could make sense. But also that was an optional thing, so I don't know how many people answered that. Just to answer, I guess, the question myself as to whether or not I believe in that stuff. I'm also kind of more on the neutral aspect. I'm not like a full believer of it, but I think I kinda don't care. I'm just gonna like, you know, whichever it is, I'm like, okay. I wouldn't be too surprised, I guess. I will just be like, okay. Well, I'm saying this, but maybe if it was revealed, I will react differently, but I'm just kind of neutral. I do like for example, life in outer space, like aliens, I do believe that's probably a thing. Like, because life is like, it's not just us, right? Like, I just find it hard to believe that in the entire universe there is any sign of life. Technically, even by having water, you have life, which has already proven to be in some planets, right? Even if it's not like life we can communicate with, exchange with, or something, like it might not be life we can experience or have true, but it's still a part of life. I think it would be strange to imagine that only us have something like that. But also, I think at this point it has been proven that there have been signs of life at different places, but not necessarily like aliens, like, you know, just even water. microbes, stuff like that. Imagining Saitama Luna going okay. Not okay like okay. But like, you know, I think it doesn't really, because I'm kind of neutral on it, I don't think that's something that will have a big impact on my life. I think whether I find out that it's real or not, I'm probably just gonna live my life the same way. Probably. Although I'm saying this, but maybe having more context on certain situations will change a few things. I don't know. Right now that's what I will believe, but I don't know. I also don't think aliens are paranormal activities, true. But you know, I don't really mind people writing down aliens, because at first I wanted to have, instead of having this question, I wanted to have it with like a list of all the stuff people can believe in and you can check on it, but I was scared of forgetting stuff or not including important stuff or including, I don't know, stuff that shouldn't be there. So then I just ended up putting this question. The list will be super long, right? That's also why, like, you know, there can be so many things. And at some point the list can become vague and you start not being sure where the list begins and ends, like when to stop putting options, when it's becoming too off topic, I guess. But yeah. I do... Yeah, I feel like for most stuff I'm kinda neutral. I've been surrounded by people that are really into spiritual things, like spiritual energy and healing through spiritual energy. I'm surrounded by people that do that a lot. I don't have a really crazy, full, strong stance on it, but so far the stuff I witnessed seems to kind of work. So I could believe in that kind of, but that wouldn't really be like paranormal stuff either. It's more spiritualism, but I'm also not super full on it. There have been planets discovered that had gases in their atmosphere that are only produced by living creatures. That's really cool. I didn't know about that. But yeah, see, to me that's enough to just prove there's life outside of Earth, which again, I feel like it would have been strange that we will be the only one with that privilege. But for stuff like advanced life, I don't know. I don't really think about that specific. I'm just kind of, you know, doesn't really matter. Because it's also very like, they could be like traces of life that could be as advanced or more advanced that just work so differently that we are not able to recognize it. There could be stuff like this for all we know, but then we just wouldn't know. So I don't know. I try to not put too much importance in it, because for me it's not really something I care about enough. Me personally, I don't really think. You know what? You're valid for that. You're so right. Alright, next question. So for the most part, most people don't really seem to believe it. I feel like there's like a big percentage that's either no or like not really, but I'm more neutral, like I'm not against the idea. And there are a few people that did say yes, they believe in it and experienced some things firsthand. I'm very surprised by one person that is like walking around abandoned places. That's crazy to me. I always find abandoned places really cool, but I will never dare to go there, because I think it's not even because I'd be scared of like ghosts or that kind of stuff, but first of all, there could be some questionable people residing there now, like squatting. And also, even if not, I could just get in trouble for being there. So I just wouldn't dare to do this because I wouldn't want to get in trouble. Same fear as my alarms! Basically. Alright, next question. Something follows you back. It happens on Twitter, it happens. We're used to it by now. That's how you make visuals on Twitter. I used to live across an abandoned house and a local junkie will sometimes sleep there. Like, I don't even get really worried about stuff like junkies, homeless people, but Wouldn't that be a really cool hangout for like a serial killer? Think about it, you never know. Questionable people may be in abandoned places. Yeah, that's why we're going there. To get killed? Okay. Why not? Okay. Speaking of ghosts, when you think of them, what kind of appearance do you imagine for them, assuming they're real? Sorry, I'm just vibing with the song. Alright. Yeah, because I realized, okay, I didn't really know where to fit that question, because that question was kind of more like, okay, when you think of ghost, do you imagine a blob that's just white? Do you imagine like a spirit orb? Do you just imagine this, that? But it's a bit different than the other questions, so I wanted to see. Mostly like normal humans, but translucent, with potentially their legs turned into a wave of smoke. Bed sheets! Luminous exterior with a terrifying face. I won't go into too much detail. What does luminous exterior mean? Does it mean like their body is like super glowing but the face is scary? They look exactly as they did when they were alive. Okay. They look like humans, but you can only see the shadow figure with white eyes. Either they resemble the spirit they originate from or have no form. Transparent version of normal humans and random dots of light, maybe. Some dude with a sheet over their body. Translucent figures on their original form. Ethereal and translucent. They kind of look like what they were in real life, but see-through. Onryo. I want to look that up. Onryo. I remember Onryos being there in Phasmophobia, but I don't know what they look like. Oh, okay. Damn. In the pictures I see, it's like... oh, is that like the person that's coming out of the well in the Japanese tale? The pictures show like a person with a white funeral cloth, their hair like, you know, being all over their face, and a lot of blood on the white cloth. Interesting. If my dreams are anything to go by, there's no uniform appearance, just a uniform purpose for evil to scare and intimidate. Maybe I'm a ghost all along, and for good to bring peace and light. One specific evil one that was frightening was a very, very beautiful man, as in I actually shed a tear at the sheer beauty. Yet all that beauty was swallowed up in a dark shadow that was wrapped up in stars and space that hugged like a cloak, and blue flame that corrupted the stars in the space cloak. That seems really beautiful too, though. To boot, his voice was such of a horrible hybrid of cat screech and snake hiss. Oh, that's not as beautiful. Probably an amorphous gas-like presence like a will-o-wisp or cloud, or a transparent human figure. A lot of people say stuff like this so far for the transparent, translucent version of what they used to be. Interesting. I guess that's a classic, yeah. Spectral blob that changes its form according to the will of the gods. That sounds cute. Or potential for it being cute. That means someone could disguise themselves as me or any other person, and then they pretend to be like your long lost mother, but actually it's an evil person that's dead. That would be crazy. A big pile of memories and emotions bundled up in a form that's desperately trying to remember what it used to be. That's actually sad. Hi Phil, welcome! An opaque ghost will be horrifying. Depends on what they look like. If they just look like they're alive, you just will be like, but I thought you were dead. That's weird. But what happened? You wouldn't even know. Just like the humans were before dying. I wonder, for people that say this, let's say you die from like a wound. Does it mean you have the wound or not? Because, you know, you died because of the wound, but you didn't necessarily die immediately from the wound. So if it's right before dying, does it mean the wound is included? Or do you think that's before you got the cause of your passing? I wonder. Probably not. I prefer no wound. Yes? Interesting. Interesting. A A white lady with no feet just floating in the air. So does that mean that ghosts cannot be men, or does it mean that you become a woman if you die? Have a nice lunch, Mitchell. What do you think? I don't know. I could imagine either. Like, I could imagine... I know in stories sometimes people like to be like... either... I didn't know there was a forced transitioning upon death. That's crazy. Oh my god. But, what I want to say is, I could imagine either you still have your wound, or if not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily right before you died and before you got the wound, but maybe at the peak of your life. So for example, it could be at like a younger state if you were healthier, like at your peak basically. So like when you were the healthiest, potentially the prettiest, that kind of stuff. I could imagine something like that between the two of them. Either what you look like as you died, including wounds and sickness and all of that, or your best. Peak gamer form, exactly. It would be cool if the wound twisted your form, like an X injury will make an X be part of you. Oh yeah, that could make sense too. It's cool to think about it. That could be cool stuff to think for like character design. Forever peak sounds nice. Now that you're dead, at least that's what you get. What if it was like a Coco scenario where people's memory will shape you? That could make sense too. That could be a cool idea. So that could mean that your features could change just because people don't remember your features as well. And so depending on who you see, you might be taller or smaller or cuter or ugly. Or, you know, if they only see you as an internet person, they will only, like, you guys will only see me as my VTuber model. And then you might forget some features of my design, so it will eventually, over time, you will eventually look less and less like yourself. It's kind of bittersweet in a way. Anyway. The classic ghost, white blanket with like black eyes. That's kind of cute though. First image that comes to mind is a generic bedsheet ghost, but I'd rather think ghosts are dark, wispy silhouettes. I assume they will look like humans. I think of a cartoon ghost. Human. The flying blanket with holes in the eyes. Those are pretty common. That's kind of funny that people imagine those. Transparent, mean, and scary. So like, just like you. Like yourself, but looking evil, basically. Lunacyhilly died, and all I can see from the ghost is the purple girl. I can look like a ghost. One sec. Just give me a moment. We can have the simulation right now of me being dead. What was it? Was it this? Wow. Wow, with the blood it looks... Wait, you guys can't see anything. I swear it makes more sense if there's a black screen. Trust me, guys. I'll show you. She died. Help. Wait. I swear it can look cool. Trust. Trust. So you won't really see. Okay. Look! I look scary now. Now it looks ominous. This is actually legit looking. It looks kind of cool with the red though. Jump scare. I wish I had a cool like voice changer to sound ominous, but I don't. She is very ominous. I can make her look scarier actually, if you give me a moment, but I don't think... Okay, do I have this? One sec. I need to figure it out. Is it this? Yeah, now she has just full black eyes. Just missing the evil laugh. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Wrong laugh, sorry. Hi Kanto, wait, I missed something. Oh wait, it's just reacting to the to Spongy. The hippie behind the slaughter. It's so sad. Christmas sloth. I'm sure some people are scared of Christmas. Like, I'm sure you could turn Christmas into a horror setting. Oh yeah, we didn't see people having fear of clowns, but they're pretty common too, right? Anyway, enough of this. Let's return to ourselves. We're back. And now she still looks scary, but yeah. Isn't that what Krampus is about? I could believe that. Christmas is kinda scary when you think about Santa spying on everyone. Santa, the biggest stalker of all time. She mad at us? Good. Think about your behavior. I'll move her a little bit here. She's being spooky with me. Alright. Let's continue the answers. I think, did I read everything? No, I didn't. I just finished at this, maybe? Their normal appearance, like chilling around, I bet will be bound to their own way of to see themselves. So, depends on something they do, maybe? Kinda like a phantom in Harry Potter, full shape of the person creature but more transparent. They're invisible, can pass through objects, feel cold when passed through, and are capable of somehow interacting with certain things related to their death. Or a vague figure. So I think the most two commonly answered questions are the most two, not too commonly answered, like the highest amount of answers we got pointed either at the freaking blanket, which is pretty funny, I didn't expect it, or being like kind of like a human but transparent. I wonder for me what I will say. Would they be visible in the first place? Most common answer, yes. Why was it so hard for me to say that? What's wrong with me? I will say I'll probably lean towards the type that's barely visible is the scariest, just like the filter I had earlier. Maybe I'll probably lean towards either the transparent one or literally the person looks exactly like a human being without any transparency, and then you just think you're going insane because you shouldn't be seeing them, but somehow you do. I think that would be interesting. Next question. Now, regardless of whether you believe in them or not, or whether you're scared of them or not, do you have any favorite horror or creepy tropes to share? They can be a horror genre, a concept, a creature, anything goes. Alright, let's see what you guys wrote. The trope that really gives me the goosebumps is when the protagonist of the movie does everything they deem right and end up in isolation of the sort, either a lone post-apocalyptic event or just sealed to prevent whatever bad thing is supposed to happen. Can't give any examples because of spoilers. That's fair, thank you for not spoiling anything, but that's so sad! It's so bittersweet! You know, it's like, oh, I saved something, but at what cost? Now I lost everything for that. Just a guy on low opacity. That must be so weird to see that in real life. You're like, am I hallucinating or not? I like the big twist at the end of horror movies, even if I can see them coming. I don't have any creepy tropes to share. There are some things I kinda like, but that doesn't mean they can be my favorite. You could have just shared that though. I love witches. Psychological horror is the best. I like psychological horror, and I also like witches. I have a lot of witch OCs. Witches have great potential. A lot of really great designs are made for witches, so I just approve. I think if I was like some kind of magical VTuber, I would probably have gone for the witch route or something like that. Or, yeah, something close to it maybe. Something that's depicted in The Thing, which is about a virus or alien that takes over the body of a person with or without the knowledge. Ooh. Ooh. Trout, fish, what? What are you talking about? What did I miss? Oh, stuff when it's like viruses, it's kind of magical. Trope, sorry, I probably pronounced it wrong. The trope, like the concept. No. Aren't you magical right now? Not really. I mean, right now I do look like a vampire, I guess, but I'm kind of a normie. More or less. It's complicated. Can't explain the lore to you guys. It will be a spoiler. But Luna is not really considered a magical girl. It's complicated. Vampires are pretty magical. Okay, but I'm normally not a vampire. Okay, normally I'm a normie. I know right now I look like that, but you know that's not my branding normally. You know what I mean. Okay, let me move this here. Okay, what else? Something more psychological, like things that could happen in real life. I love those, as depressing as they can be. Something high-placed and heart attack inducing. Oh, high-paced, sorry. Okay. Eldritch cosmic horror. So like aliens? Is that what cosmic horror is? Luna is DT. No. I like it when things are close enough to reality that you could consider it believable, like liminal spaces and creatures that live within them. Interesting. Like, I like liminal spaces, but I really don't like the monsters aspect of it. Like, to me, it kind of breaks the... Like, I like the idea of being lost there, but whenever there are monsters involved, I kind of don't like it. And it's not just from, like, the fear of the monster, but just... It's taking away from the enjoyment of a place for some reason. And I guess I don't find the creatures very believable. But the liminal stuff I find really interesting. Pretty fascinating. Anything that's not a jump scare, that's valid. I like the mystery trope elements of horror media, like twist endings. I also like the classic gothic literature tropes of nature overcoming mankind's hubris from when the genre was first founded in the romantic era, sorry. Interesting. That seems cool. When it starts like the uncanny valley, eerie similar to something normal, and then unravel into eldritch horror. What is eldritch horror? Actually, I should look it up because I've seen 2 people mention it, but I'm not sure what it is. Eldritch horror. Also called cosmic horror or Lovecraftian horror. The horror of the unknowable and incomprehensible, more than gore or other elements of shock. So, things that are strange, forbidden and dangerous knowledge, madness, non-human influences on humanity, religion, superstition, fate, inevitability, and the risk associated with scientific discoveries. That's so interesting. I didn't know that was I mean, I'm not surprised it's a genre, but I didn't know it was called that. Interesting. It's like outer space, stuff beyond humans' comprehension. Ooh. Okay. I like the trope of government paranormal organizations. They can be interesting. Analog horror, psychological horror. I love co-op horror games because I'm too scared to play alone. Valid. Valid. Completely valid. I like Exorcist. Chupacabra! I know it's kind of overdone at this point, but I've always liked liminal spaces. Not always horror, but the most famous example of horror liminal spaces is obviously the backrooms. I love the backrooms. I have a game of the backrooms where you can, like, there's a version of it where you can have a monster and a version where you just have to walk to find the exit. And I've really wanted to stream it one day, where we just like have a chat, like we just are having a chatting screen, basically a chatting stream, while I'm walking in the backrooms with like a little immersion effect with like, you know, the color fitting on the model, and it just looks like we're taking a walk in the backrooms together. I really wanted that, but the game is so heavy on the PC that I can't run it on stream. Like, my model is just dying. I'm so sad because that could have been a chill Liminal space stream. Maybe one day. Maybe I can find another game that's similar. I know there's a different game that's called Escape the Backrooms, but I'm pretty sure that one has just monsters, and I don't want monsters. I just want to chill in the back rooms and, you know, maybe find the exit. Liminal beats to chill and study too. Liminal beats to chill and find, like, just take a walk too, basically. A soul of someone not being able to pass to the other side and haunting another person being closely connected to them. Does the blood manipulation ability count? Because that too then. That's cool, that's cool. I think, yeah, I will say it counts. I like subtle horror that isn't in your face like a jump scare. I like Grim Reapers too. Okay. I like how death is portrayed as the Grim Reaper. I do think death being portrayed as a person is always cool. I like when horror and paranormal are linked to science, but science never wins. F for science. I love huge insect creatures. Oh my god. It's kind of horror. And I also love when they are humanoid. There is a sense of creepy in it that I like. Okay. They are... I can imagine a lot of people being scared of that. Especially remembering quite a few people said they were scared of bugs. X-Files type stuff with the government knowing about the paranormal and their conspiracies of hiding it. Yeah, I like that. I think it's interesting. I kind of like... I'm kind of answering this early, but I think stuff that are like conspiracies and cults, I find them kind of fascinating. Talking about horror, have anyone seen that new indie horror movie that's told from the POV of a dog? I saw the trailer and I heard of it, but I haven't watched it. I don't really watch horror movies, to be fair, but I have heard of it. I kind of wonder how they trained the dog for the dog to do so much of the acting, you know? It's a pretty good movie. Did you like it? Maybe I should watch it one day. Like, the aristocrats are all part of a cult. That stuff is awesome. Or use the robot. Their dog wasn't trained, it was just their dog. The dog is just born different. Born with the skills. Something watching you that you can't see. Oh, you know, similarly also stuff that I really liked. I don't know if it really goes in the category of horror, but okay. This is gonna sound kind of weird because technically I didn't really watch much of it. I think I watched only one episode, but generally I like the vibes of stuff from like Black Mirror. That kind of stuff, like dystopian, but also almost horrific sometimes. I love that stuff. But I don't really like, you know, it's not like you'll get a serial killer killing you, right? But there is something so horrifying and depressing about it that I love it. I don't know if it makes sense. I liked it. I'm not much of a horror consumer because I'm a coward, but it was pretty good watch. I'd recommend. Alright, I'll remember this. Thank you for telling me, Fu. I'll let you know if I watched it. I'll let you know my thoughts. Kind of like Siren Head Monster. Make me feel uncomfortable in a way I like. Oh yeah. Sometimes there is like stuff that make you feel uneasy, but it's satisfying because it does the job. Fellow Black Mirror enjoyer. I'm a fake because I know that this is the kind of stuff that I like, but I only watched one episode, I think. I heard about a different episode though, so I know about 2 or 3 things maybe. But I want to watch it properly one day because I think that's the stuff I will just dig and just... I could probably just watch it all day and then be depressed. But yeah. Welcome back, Mitchell! I kind of like something like Outlast that don't get seen escape horror game genre. Oh my god, that's so stressful. I will panic so hard. I enjoy psychological and biomechanical horror the most. Okay. Biomechanical horror. Ooh. Interesting. I guess I already answered the question myself, but I do, yeah, stuff. I think I'm not super into like gore, like just blood for the sake of blood, but I do like stuff that is more social or psychological, if it makes sense. So And if it's like, yeah, because I would say technically cold is kind of like that, but yeah. Saying with blood all around herself. Okay, as lunacy vampire, let me clarify. I like the blood as my meal, not as entertainment. You don't waste food, okay? You don't play with food. I deal better with gore than suspense and psychological stuff. That's interesting. Maybe because psychological stuff can be more, you know, gore is like you don't want to look at it. It's like, oh no, I feel pain watching this poor hand getting treated awfully. You know, psychological stuff, it hits kind of. You eat like a baby. I'm a very messy eater. In real life, I'm a bit of a messy eater too. I leave a lot of crumbs and always very embarrassed about it. Skill issue. Girl can eat. When I was like younger, I would also just stain everything. Like if I have ice cream as a child, you could expect ice cream all over my mouth. Oh my god. Anyway, I'll do the hydration redeem. Sorry, I'm scratching my eye first. Priorities. Thank you for the redeem. Alright. I gotta draw that. No! Exposed. That was me as a child. Like, I do remember this because for reference, I remember my one day, I don't remember why exactly, but we saw a picture of like one child with like really like ice cream all over their face, and my siblings both said, oh, that's silly. I'm better now. I don't really stain myself, but I think I can leave stuff like crumbs. So yeah, skill issue still. Okay. Offering corner. Please recommend one horror media title, which can be a movie, game, story, creepypasta. Doesn't have to be something super scary, but it can be if you want. And if you have nothing horror like to share, you can share a candy of your choice, like whatever candy recommendation you have. You know, giving a bit of either. For people that like horror and people that don't. Girl is just a little too enthusiastic with her food. Nothing wrong with that. Thank you for reassuring me, Foob. I appreciate it. Alright. So Alien Isolation, the game, is probably one of the best horror pieces of media I got to experience. Cabin in the Woods is my favorite horror movie. You know what? I hope that one day I have time to check every single recommendation you provided. I think that would be a cool thing. Creepypasta, The Lunch Lady. Isn't there also a game called Lunch Lady? Like games, I think it will take a while for me to check them out, but creepypastas, I think they're cool, so I could probably read it, unless it's super long. Hereditary is the scariest one I have seen. Fun one, I will say Evil Dead, comedy version. I don't know about those. Omori or Eve, I played both and I like them. Joke. Apparently, Hello Kitty Island Adventure is labeled cozy horror. What? As for candy, Three Musketeers, Reese's, basically any chocolate, sour candy, Skittles, Jolly Ranchers, anything like this. Thank you for providing a bit of both. I watched Cabin in the Woods recently. The monsters are scary. Oh no! Oh no. I'm gonna be scared of being scared. I'm bad at horror recommendations, so get some Fosquitos to compensate. Thank you, I'll take that. Caramello Koala, thank you. Inscription. Soma the game. Those at one level in Halo or Halo CE count? Sure. Beetlejuice. I'm guessing Beetlejuice is candy? Or is that an actual horror thing? Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I can convince anyone it's actually a gothic horror film. It is in a sense a variation of the Frankenstein story, arguably both the first science fiction novel as well as the classic gothic horror. It fits the classic tropes of humankind's hubris becoming their undoing because they seek to rule over nature. Also, I found it labeled horror in the video rental store as a kid. Interesting! That's a good point you made. You know what? I'll take it. Beetlejuice is a movie, crap. Jurassic Park is considered horror. I think it's mainly not, but they explain why they put it as the recommendation. And you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I thought Beetlejuice was some kind of some kind of candy, you know, like I could have imagined some kind of gummy candy, and when you chew on it there's like some juice in it. Come on, like tell me you see the vision. I see it. Okay, interesting. I never watched any Jurassic Park, but I definitely heard of it. And I didn't say this, but I also like the tropes where, you know, humans are stupid and they try to be like ruling over nature, or, you know, ruling over yeah, the laws of nature in general, like, you know, oh, I can be immortal, or I can do this, or I can do that, blah blah blah, and then it comes bite them in the butt. I like this. That's what they deserve. Screw them all. They should all die. It's satisfying. It's not satisfying though when the person that caused the mess is the only survivor, but all their family died when they did nothing wrong. That is not satisfying. But yeah, bug-shaped candy that probably already exists actually, but probably not called Beetlejuice. But now I know it's a horror movie. Fear, old horror shooter. Okay. Funny games. Is that an actual game name? Game, The Forest of Drizzling Rain. Oh, I have this game. I want to play it sometime. The Exorcist of Emily Rose. I don't think I heard of that one. The DLC was great. I like the DLC. The Shining is my favorite. I really love the book and the movie as well, although for separate reasons because they are very different. The Perfect Blue movie is very good too. I watched Perfect Blue and I really liked it. Oh, wasn't it? I don't know why. I feel like I talked about... No, I don't remember. I feel like I talked about this with a friend at some point. I thought it was food, but I don't think it's food. But I really like Perfect Blue. It's exactly the type of stuff I like. I get stressed out, but I like it. I have to watch Perfect Blue. Did I tell you about it? Because I feel like I have. Maybe not though, but I feel like I have. I recommend it. But given what you told me about what you prefer, I don't know if you will deal with it as well. I would like to recommend webtoons by Honang. They are known for infamous jump scare auto-scroll webtoon, but their other webtoons are equally cool and very scary. I read them too! At some point, they like released a collection of their stories on webtoon, and so I read the collection. It was cool. And it was cool because it was like, well, it was technically with like some websites and stuff, because webtoon had like some features that didn't really work for the format, but it was really cool. I don't think we've ever talked about it, either that or Demon Chat. Don't worry, we probably didn't talk about it. Because I think I did recommend the game to not the game, the movie to someone, but honestly I don't remember who it is. I could recommend it to anyone. Did you try out the phone call one? I think I have. I don't remember all the stories, but I think there is one with a phone call. Yes, I think I do remember one like that. But yeah, I liked the effects they put in the webtoon. Here, have candy. Thank you. No, I'm not a human. Oh, isn't this a recent game? Or at least lately people have been streaming it? Because I have seen it around a lot. Movie The Thing. Oh, is it the person that talked about it earlier? Because I think I did remember seeing it. PT. I don't know what PT means. Is that the name of a movie? The most horrific media I know are the news, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm really sorry. Outlast. Martyrs. Not for the faint of heart. Thank you for the disclaimer. Any lemon flavored candy? You have good taste because lemon flavored candy is one of the best flavors. Lemon and like anything is so good. Lemon yogurt I love so much. Lemon cake is pretty good too. Lemon for the win. The full version came out recently, I think. That explains it. Okay. Performance tasks. How horrifying. Oh no. I'm Not a Human got a full release recently, but the game in the early state was around for a year, I think. Oh. Alright. Lemon for the loose, sorry. Any mod can just like make this person never talk again, please. It's okay to not have taste, Dobby. I mean, I know who you follow. I have seen your timeline after all. I should know better. Okay. Next question. Okay. Oh my god! That's a gigantic timeout. Holy crap. Damn. Well, that's a good thing though. I think I've never seen a timeout that long. I don't actually know how long that is. Like almost 1 million seconds. I don't know how long that is in like days, hours, weeks. That's as long, but I don't know how long that really is. Okay, next question. Wait, did I share any recommendations myself? I haven't. I just ask a refund on my sub. That's not how it works. Well, in this case, to be fair, you were silenced for no reason. But, you know, if you broke the rules, you wouldn't get refunded. I guess recommendations... I did like Parasite. I don't know if it's really considered horror though. I think it's considered either psychological horror or a thriller, but I don't think it's really scary. But I liked it a lot. In games, I did like The Witch's House. It's one of my favorites in the RPG Maker format. I even read the novel, so I guess that will be another piece of media to share. Which also has a manga adaptation for like the backstory of the characters. But would that be my main recommendation? Maybe that will be my recommendation. Probably. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the scary stuff, but the stuff that I really liked. Also, hello Lord! Welcome, welcome! Alright, next question. Risky Corner. Please share all the dangerous, creepy, spooky, oh my god, how are you still alive kind of things you're doing. But please keep it fitting for Halloween and not like, you know, no illegal, crazy stuff. Like, I don't want to know what kind of drugs you consumed. But I remember someone talked about like visiting abandoned places, so that was kind of the stuff I had in mind. Did trick or treat, watch the scary movie. Wait, I just realized it was like only wait, I don't know if I had like option for additional answers or not, but I think there were also just some questions that were put as you have to check the box. So most people, the highest percentage is survived the lunacyhilly stream, and it's funny because there are 29 answers, so that implies that there are 5 people that did not in fact survive. I'm really sorry. For 24 people watched the scary movie. Only one less person, like only one more person than watching in the dark. And it's similar to playing a scary game or playing a scary game with headphones in the dark. 12 people did trick or treat, but we saw that before. 13 people visited abandoned buildings. You guys are crazy. What? I knew there was one, but I didn't think there would be 13. That's like, again, close to half of you guys. I'm very intrigued. I wish that were me, but I wouldn't dare. But I really see that. I see the beauty in it, though. I can see the fun and thrill of it. I don't know. I see it, but I wouldn't. But I kind of want to, but I still wouldn't. My friends used to do that in high school. Damn. I actually fell in a hidden well when I went to the abandoned place and had to be rescued. Oh my god. In this case, it's in this case that you're very lucky that either you had your phone or that you were not alone. Because otherwise, literally, it's over. You're literally dead. Like, unless someone happens to visit the place soon, there's no way you survive. Oh my god. That must be really scary. God. Oh my god. There was like a small abandoned district in my hometown with around 50 abandoned buildings. Damn, we used to hang around there after school. God, that's so impressive. I'll just be scared. I'll just be scared of like what kind of people go there. Always go in pairs. Yeah. You are the prime example of it. I'm sure there is a charm in visiting things alone though, but it seems really dangerous. Oh, metal in the well. What is your wisdom? Always go in pair is actually the wisdom. 7 people saw a ghost or something paranormal. And I think that's it for the questions here, right? Yes, we checked everything, especially the survival. 80% survived. And also 80% watched a scary movie. Alright, next. Ah, yeah, we're already around the end. Wow. Okay. We're nearing the end of the survey. Did you have any favorite questions from the survey? Yes. So I should have maybe specified, but I was expecting people to like elaborate and not just say yes. But that's okay. I like the horror trap question. I like the question of whether we believe in ghosts or paranormal phenomena. Honestly, it's always good to read other aspects of how people feel about the existence of ghosts. I'm glad you think so. Yes, bruh. Well, it's fine. You don't need to say if you don't want to. Whatever. Movie or game recommendation is one nice hoping is nice. No. Oh my god. Moving or game recommendation 1 is nice. Why am I like my brain is fried today? Hoping to see good recommendations from others. I hope that you get, if anyone tries out some of the recommendations that were given, I hope that you have a nice time. Horror media title question. Perhaps, bruh, why are you being mysterious? I'm the mysterious one. The giving tips one maybe? Offering corner. The first one and the others after that one too. Yes, hello, who is this? Thank you for this option, you're very welcome. Horror Traps 1. The dress up Moonster. Hehe. Offering corner. Seems like people like the offering corner. I thought it was cute to make it to either like you have to give something, whether it's candy or a story or something like that. Very excited for all the favorite tropes and media recommendations from the Moonsters. I hope you find good stuff. They're all pretty good. Thanks. The risky corner was my favorite. To flex how dangerously you live. Ghost appearance edition. Now, question. Why am I reading edition? What's wrong with me? My favorite question was about tips and overcoming fears. I'm glad you liked it. The ghost appearance question. Wow. All of them were great. Thanks. This one, I like this one. Cool. The trick or treat one, which comes later. I'm sure the next question will be really good. Great. The question about tropes. Nice. Any questions you didn't see in the survey but wish you had? Maybe if your relationship with horror has changed over years. Perhaps you were a brave youngster but now you can stand the spook. Oh, that's a cool question. I didn't think of that. What I like about asking those questions, like what people wish they had, is that this is a good opportunity for us to think about the answers, and people in the chat can answer those if they want. So, did anyone's relationship with horror has changed over the time? I think... Let me think. I don't think for me it changed a lot. I can probably handle some stuff a bit better, maybe? But I wouldn't say I'm like the best with horror still. And I don't think I was not super good with horror before, but it wasn't like the craziest thing ever. I think it still depends on the kind of horror, because I still wouldn't like to see like, I don't know, jump scare, gore, monster kind of horror movies. That's also just stuff that I don't really vibe with. So, I don't know. But there are some types of horrors that I could go with, but I think maybe I could handle them before, but I will remember them more, as in like I will want I will think about them at night and then be like, oh no, I have nightmares. No, I don't think. So that's a problem solved. I was definitely more afraid before. Now I kind of accept my fate. Damn. She might be evil, but she's not into spooky stuff. Depends on the spookiness. Not much. As a child, I will approach the local zombies at the cemetery. Damn. I was a scaredy cat, still am. Can't go to bathroom after watching it, so I guess it has changed a little. Nice. I was very easily scared as a youngster, and now I'm always too tired to be scared. That's almost sad. Okay, interesting. Seems like I think we don't have any case of people getting more scared nowadays, I think. But I guess that's less common anyway. Another question. How did trick-or-treat work in your area? Was it different from when you went to visit friends? Ooh, that's a good question too. I guess we kind of answered that with some examples earlier on stream. But still. I could have had a question elaborating on trick-or-treat. Yeah. With like... how common is it? Share a typical experience and then we can compare. That's a good one. Do your country hometown perceive Halloween? Do they celebrate it or not? I guess I could have asked that. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think of it since we do have like I think one answer that says it's not celebrated or you don't celebrate it. But I guess you could still not celebrate it yourself even if it's celebrated. So I guess the question is more about also the cultural town and all that stuff. Yeah, that's also a good question. There are lesser jump scare videos nowadays. That's true. I feel like people are getting a bit more considerate of that, if that makes sense. Because for some people, it's kind of dangerous. So now I think people avoid those more because they have potential serious consequence. I used to be more indifferent about horror media, but after consuming especially games, watching other people play, read stuff, I definitely get even more scared nowadays. Oh really? Damn! Interesting. That's rare. It's okay, Shay. I'll still ditch you when the time comes, but so far I can say that I got you. Trust. Wait, let me scroll down a little bit. Pew pew pew. Have you ever thrown an egg to a house door or window? Why would you do that? Is that actually something that people do for Halloween? That's messed up. How good are you with horror? I think we do have a question like this. Well, no, actually we do have a question that's how easily scared are you? So I guess it's a bit different. You're right. What's the most fearsome fact about Luther? Interesting. I didn't want to make the survey about myself though. At least not too much. Halloween wasn't really a thing, so I can't think of one. It's okay. Favorite Halloween candy? True. I guess the closest thing we have is the candy recommendation for the offering corner, but still. Favorite way to mess with people or scare them or trick them? A mischievous activity. I could have taken notes for my evil activities, but I did not think of it. To be fair though, I never really tried to scare people myself, so I wouldn't really think of anything. Take your stick! Yeah, I don't really scare people. I think I will also be really bad at it. Like the most that could do is like, you know, hide in a corner and wait for the person to pass and then be like, wah! But it never really scares people when I intend to do that. Instead, sometimes I just try to come normally and then I scare, I don't know, my mom that's working and then she's just yelling at me because I wasn't loud enough. Even though I wasn't even trying to. It's so funny. Sometimes I have to purposely like really stomp to be like, you know, like, oh god, she's not hearing me. She's gonna freak out. Luna going west sounds kinda cute. I wish I had a voice changer right now to prove you wrong. What if they counter scare you? Unfortunately, that is very likely because sometimes people just exist and I forget they're here and then I see them and I'm like startled. Unfortunately, that happened a lot with my partner and he always laughed at my face and then I'm pissed. Then I want to resort to violence. It's fine, whatever. One day I'll get my revenge. One day one day I give the payback that he deserves. I get it. God damn it. But that's literally the same situation as my mom when I come, to be fair. Because he's not even trying to scare me. He's just there and I was not expecting it. And then I'm like... oh well. But yeah, other than that, I don't really want to scare people. That's not really something I want to do, I guess. Maybe Halloween experiences from when you were little. Oh yeah, that could have been a good thing. I do realize I never mentioned that. True. I guess I did mention the time I got a Mandarin. That's it for me. Since I didn't get a lot of Halloween experience. Actually, that's not true. I did go to like some parties. Well, not parties, but like I was invited by a friend and then just having... It was more like girls' time, honestly, than actually Halloween. But, you know, still a cool time. Otherwise, I don't think I had that many Halloween experiences. But I don't know if that really counts as when I was little because that was more like teenager time. Yeah, that could have been a good question. Why did I not think of it? Well, if anyone in the chat got Halloween experience they want to share in the chat, feel free. Feel free by all means. I'm gonna drink a little bit and then I'll continue the questions. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. Alright. What else were we at? The Halloween experiences. What's your favorite Halloween candy? Yeah, true. I sure have included it. Favorite monster creature? Maybe it was a trope question. It could have been there, I guess, but it could have been more specific. I think trope is like very vague, so it can be really like specific examples, monsters, genres. It's like very broad. A question that was like a test or quiz because game shows are funny. It would have been like a test and scaring people because they thought they were finally all done with like school and now they have to get back with a test. Why will you do this Halloween? True, I could have asked for this year specifically. The closest I asked was about what people do nowadays. Will there be limited Moonster accessories for the next Halloween? I think that's a question for myself rather than a question that you wanted me to include in the survey, probably. Hi, Karen! Good luck with work! Good luck, work! Good luck out! Okay. Moonster accessories. Oh, like maybe for the stream avatars was what the question was supposed to be. Can't answer that question. Only time will tell. That could have been a cool feature. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the suggestions and thank you for all the question suggestions because there are some I forgot to include, but what I appreciate about those questions is that it makes me remember those for like future potential surveys. So I appreciate those a lot. Thank you for sharing. All right, what else do we have? Lastly, okay, one sec. Good luck getting out. That sounds like you have to escape the stream. Or escape a dangerous situation. A Halloween scenario. Please share any spooky story that you or someone you know experienced, but please keep it lighthearted because otherwise the vibes will get like awkward really quickly on stream. Okay, let's see. Thank you for the redeems, by the way. I didn't say anything, but I just drank. Thank you, Moogie. We're almost done, everyone. Alright. Lastly, please share any spooky story that you or someone you know experienced. I just read that. Why did I read that again? So, we got 20 people answering. A friend and I used to dress up as life-size statues and scare trick-or-treaters by jumping out at them. Good times. The kids that didn't run away got the most candy. That's really fun, actually. That sounds like a fun activity, but it also sounds kind of tiresome because you have to be still for a long time, right? But that's so cool. That's such a good idea. For a few years after I lost my grandma, I used to see her watching me from a distance. At first it scared me and made me uneasy about being alone, but over time I began to believe she was just making sure I was okay. That's really cute. We were in an abandoned building during Halloween 2014 and somehow someone that probably lived there decided to scare us with glass noses and screams at like 4 AM. Deserved. Well, to be fair, if they lived there, it's technically, you know, if it's an abandoned house, you know, can't really claim the place, but if it was not actually abandoned and they lived there, and they'll be like, I know my house looks kinda broken, but damn, why do those youngsters keep visiting me? That would be a good way to chase you out. Yeah, I can imagine that it must have been scary. Going to my friend's place, is that a spooky story? Visiting your friend? Sounded like that person was you. The person that did the glass and screams? Maybe. I was playing Pokemon Crystal one night about midnight, and somewhere in the middle of the gameplay I had a random thought come to me. That thought was, what if suddenly the game started to act weird, play weird music, and actually be the catalyst for something supernatural? I didn't know that for Crystal, the legendary roaming monsters, or Pokemons I guess, did have their own encounter music. So in ignorance, I have my random thought in mind as I'm playing. In game, I am walking around a low-level area near the main character's hometown, when suddenly, the encounter music was so jarring because it matched what I thought the supernatural encounter might sound like and made it worse. My eyes were shut so tight because I really did not want to see whatever supernatural spirit that came to mess with my game and do whatever with me. When I did open my eyes, it was an Entei. That's so funny. That's like such a funny coincidence. I can imagine it must have been a really marking experience for sure. That's so funny. Thank you for sharing. Once I went hiking with friends. The route was very long, to forest, to a mountain range and back. And some of my friends were from different cities, so we decided to meet in a village on the way into the forest. My group arrived there early by 4 days. Oh wow, that's quite early. Because someone had messed up the dates, so we decided to rent a house from some of the locals and wait there for the rest of our friends. It was nice and clean, oh my god, it was a nice and clean house with a lovely interior, nothing like the abandoned ones that you can see in horror movies. And it's yours? Okay. But on the first night we started to hear voices. One voice to be specific. Different people, me included, heard an angry, unintelligible voice of an old man in different parts of the house. We checked everything, basement included, but there was no trace of a man or radio transmitter or similar stuff. The next day we asked locals about it, but they were skeptical and some even thought that we've been drinking or taking drugs that night. Unfortunate. The worst part in like horror sittings when like, you know, people are trying to talk about it but no one is believing in it. On the second night, the voice returned, and around 3 to 4 AM, we've heard a strong hit on the wall of the kitchen. Strong enough that a couple of plates fell on the floor and broke. What the hell? Again, I and a couple other guys checked around, but no one was in sight. That morning, we packed our stuff and moved on to set up a camp in the forest. Bears and wolves can come and eat us at any time. They didn't, we survived with 0 casualties, and maybe it was just a prank from local kids, but in no way we'll be heroes of some horror about tourists dying in the haunted house. Valid. Damn, what a story. Yeah, must have been... I'm imagining the rest of the night after, especially the second encounter, must have not been... I will have trouble falling asleep, probably. If thy mother and father had reached their end, who shall guard you from he who seeks reunion? Is that God? As a child, my sister showed me a website with spooky true stories. One of them was a picture of a girl who was supposedly murdered in school somewhere in Asia. Well, she wasn't supposed to be in the picture. It was just a picture of the hallway, but her ghost ended up appearing on the photo. And of course, it being the early internet, it said that whoever saw this picture will get haunted. I was really scared for a while, thinking that I'm only safer now because it takes a while to get from Asia to my place. I kind of miss those early internet websites, yeah. Yeah, girl has to like take the plane and then take the car. It will take a while. That's so funny. Like the detail of, you know, at least it won't be now. That's so funny. Oh my god. But I can imagine the kind of that sounds like a proper experience. I could imagine something like that too. That's so funny. Sorry to reduce your traumatizing childhood to something funny, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Can't really recall any super scary things, so I'll share 2 anecdotes. One I can clearly remember is I was walking at night with a friend after having a few drinks, and a cat randomly moved on the wall and scared the life out of me, and I screamed really loudly. Cats. Probably did it on purpose. As they should. The other happened this summer when I was at a festival with my friends and I was sleeping in a tent with one of them. And the next morning his shoes just disappeared. And the weird thing is that only his shoes disappeared, even though there were like 4 pairs outside the tent and his weren't even that good or expensive. And also we didn't even notice anything out of the ordinary and didn't wake up to any noises at night, so it was weird. If it was a festival, maybe somehow someone had the same like shoe size but their shoes died, so they just stole your friends, which is still kind of messed up. But who knows, maybe there is a deeper story behind it. I don't know if it was true, but when I was young I remember hearing news about how a sinkhole opened and swallowed up a car parking complex and a lady too. The hole disappeared and the lady was never found. Oh my god, what? How is that even possible? Sinkholes are so scary. I didn't even know they were a real thing. But I know some people are really scared of those, because like, what the hell? What do you mean like suddenly the floor can just like just collapse on you and there's just a hole and then goodbye forever? What? This is horrifying. We lived in a house with my siblings. Mom was never home, and atmosphere was always tense and scary. One sec. There were lots of paranormal events occurring, such as items being moved during the night, finding fruits disposed in weird settings, like oranges on top of each other forming a tower, plushie with voice box talking on its own, or pile of books falling many times during the night even though we didn't touch them. There were also weird breathing noises or stepping noises right behind us every time we went to one exact spot in the house. In the end, before moving and leaving the house, we discovered in our basement scratches on the wall with weird symbols and unknown language. We never read it out loud, but we're definitely too scared. Our mother behavior really changed a lot during that time. No telling more to avoid trauma dumping. But we still wonder if it's linked to all the paranormal activities. Interesting. No, that's actually spooky. That one is not even funny. This one is like, I mean, I don't mind it, don't worry. But wow. Living in a place like this must be something. At least you're out of here now. I'm always having premonition of the future in my dreams. It's scary. I hope you soon dream that I win the lottery. But I also hope you have a nice dream for yourself. This section of the questions feels similar to the No Sleep Reddit or other horror stories forum. Yeah, that's kind of the point of it. I should have put like some different setting for the survey and have like a candle and just dark lights, and then it sounds like I'm reading this stuff very slowly like this, almost ASMR horror stories. On a dark and stormy night, I got nothing. That's valid. You tried, at least. Driving down a straight dark road through the woods at night with no side roads, and you see headlights getting closer in your mirror. Your eyes focus on the road ahead again for just a few seconds, then you look back behind you and nothing but darkness. You never see the headlights again. Interesting. That definitely could be some kind of creepypasta or something. The headlights are sitting next to you. What? That's crazy. Also, thank you, Poeta, for following. Welcome to the stream. Felt like it was something concerning abyssal stuff, but I can't remember clearly. Maybe one day it will come back to you. I once touched a friend on the shoulder during a horror movie. They're never watching horror movies with me again. What have you done? They're traumatized! Oh my god, let me just... Okay. Oh my god, that one is long. Let's see. I know that we're not supposed to share personal information, but for context, I was, and still am, a student living in a dormitory when this happened. Having a car is generally not profitable, as I will need to pay for a parking spot 24/7 because there isn't a place to leave your car. As a result, I use public transport to get around. They rarely check if the ticket you have is valid, which is another bonus. I'll pretend I didn't read that part. The incident occurred after my BJJ practice, which ran from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. After changing back into my clothes and chatting in the locker room, I usually leave at around 11:30. I walk for about 7 minutes to the nearest public transport booth, and then wait for public transport to arrive. At that hour, there are usually no people walking around, just cars passing by. On this particular night, I boarded the public transport, which had only 3 passengers besides the driver. So I sit down, and on the next stop, I noticed a woman and a man getting on. It is evident that they don't know each other. Since it was winter, they both had their jackets zipped up. The public transport is always heated during the season, so people typically unzip their jackets while riding. I heard the sound of a zipper and glanced over for some reason. That's when I spotted a medium-sized kitchen knife tucked halfway into the inner pocket of the man's jacket. Oh my god. Oh my god. Not that as I glanced over, he was already halfway through zipping his jacket back up. Oh god, what do you do when you see that? Crap. I speculate that he either was adjusting the knife or forgot about it and tried to unzip his jacket out of habit. On top of that, he was mumbling something to himself. Anyway, something clearly felt off about him. Oh my god, I don't know what I would do if I saw this. I'm like, should I report it to the driver? Should I like call the police? Like, that's not a normal thing. Zips your own kitchen knife too. Because also, you're like, oh my god, if he if it's like actually a dangerous individual that's like, I don't know, intending to like, you know, stab someone. If he sees that I see, I'm cooked. Oh my god. You have to be stealth and just at some point talk to the bus driver and be like, I think someone has a knife. What do we do? That's terrifying. What? Holy crap. Okay, continue the story. Alright. Internally, I was about to crash out on God for giving me his stoutest battles since the door wouldn't be opening for at least 3 minutes for me to leave. The drivers are isolated from the rest of the vehicle with that unbreakable glass thingy and have a lock on the door, so they generally do not care about potential threats. Oh no. And for that paycheck I wouldn't either, not gonna lie. Oh crap, you can't even tell them. So I decided to walk to the front of the vehicle pretending to record a voice message for someone in order to create some distance, and I stood there waiting to get off. Once I finally exited, I checked to see if he didn't follow and walked for about 20 minutes home. Lo and behold, I saw a post about an attack on public transport 2 days later. No one died as far as I remember, but there weren't any pictures either. I can only assume it was him. Oh my god. That's crazy. Just wink and then show them your knife. You're like, oh my god, bestie, we're matching! That's really scary. What? Well written. Yeah, whoever wrote that, it's pretty good. Oh my god. Scary for real. I wonder what is the best course of action, because it's true, if the driver is not gonna react, well, technically the driver is still in the wrong for, because you know, if there was an attack or something, or the risk for an attack, I think it's the driver's responsibility partially to also ensure that there's no stuff like that happening. Not like you can, obviously not like you can just make sure that no one has a knife, but you should be willing to hear people if something like this happens, right? But I wonder if in this case you're supposed to report this to the police, because, you know, seeing someone just having a knife around, at the same time they didn't do anything, so what do you report? That's the problem with a lot of stuff, like until things actually happen, even if you're like, I think this might happen, it's kinda hard to, like, the police is kinda like, that's nothing I can work with, so let's wait until it actually happens. Which is awful. But god, that's a good reflex that this person had though, of like, you know, trying to put some distance by trying to find a, you know, excuse so that the person is not looking like they saw and are running away. But god, I hope that really no one died from the attacks. God. Okay, and for the last question, I don't have any really spooky stories to share myself. Sorry. But then, for the final question, which is pretty balanced actually, it's whether you do trick or treat. Which team are you? And most people said trick. And still 44%. Wait, so that's 16 versus 13. 16 said trick. And 13 said treat. And for that concludes our little survey. Treats, yay! Hope you liked the survey. Thank you for taking part of it. Thank you for answering or hearing the answers. Now for the role and badge on the Discord side. I'm trying to show this. I can tell you guys that actually this survey is a little bit different because there is not one but two little badges and roles. We have the trickster role and the treatster role. Treadster? Trick or treat? Trick or treat? Treat, right? And so you will get your role based on whatever you answered here. Yeah! Surprise! You thought it was just one! It's actually true! Bet you didn't see that one coming. Trickster and Treadster, yeah! I wanted to give more choices. At first I wanted to go with Spookster and go for like a pumpkin, but I thought it was a nice chance to go for two of them. Yeah. Treadster. No, sorry, I'm a Treatster. Yeah, so I'll be adding this on Discord after the stream. Thank you for taking part of the survey. It was nice to see all your answers, and also I'm really pleasantly surprised to see how many people answered it today. Not today, this month. Threatening aura, it's true. Give us all your candy or else. So, okay, let's start wrapping this up by looking at people to raid. It's always fun to check the results of the surveys on stream. I hope you had a nice time. The role icons are super cute. Thank you! I should put them on the corner, like, to at least decorate. Like, I don't know, they will be here. And then here. Sorry, it's hiding some of you guys. Okay, who is live right now? Do 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 do. Tomorrow, as a little reminder, we're having an unarchived stream. This is the Abyss themed ASMR stream. It will happen in the evening. It won't be archived, so there won't be a VOD. But for people that will be attending the stream, you're free to record it for your own archive if you want. I don't mind. Finally becoming witch, dream come true. Congratulations, I'm very happy for you. I think I wanted to say something else, but I forgot. I guess that's the reminder for tomorrow's stream. I need to set it up. I haven't set up the ASMR mic in ages. I'm kind of scared. New hit game, Purple Archive. Is that a thing? Or is that a pun that I didn't understand? I'm sorry if I didn't get it. Let's see, who are we raiding today? There's a game called Blue Archive. Ah! Yes, I heard of that one. Do do do. Most of the people I'm watching right now are playing games, which, you know, not playing games, sorry, I meant drawing, which we never mind art. Let's see. Let's see. Did I raid this person recently? I always have a hard time remembering whoever you did. I'm gonna look at different options. Give me a moment. Oh yeah, there was one person I bookmarked earlier. Not Blue Archive. I'm probably gonna raid a Nord stream, so no worries. Let's see. But yeah, for reference, tomorrow we have a stream in the evening, an archived, and then the day after we have the last stream of the week, which is a horror game for Halloween. They will all be at later times than today. The schedule is put on Twitter, but also on the Twitch side. I think in the schedule tab you can see it. Otherwise, it's also in the community tab on YouTube. You can see it in different spots. I'm seeing different stuff. Maybe I have someone in mind. I think this is a person I rated a long time ago, but it's been a little bit. But there's also this person. You know what? I think I know who I'm gonna rate. I'm just gonna double check one last time. Okay. We're gonna rate someone that... Actually, it's one of the people I was considering to rate last time. We're gonna rate someone called Steph Bunsey. They're working on some cute little chibi art. Very, very cute style. Hehe. I'm just looking. I'm just vibing. Cute name. Yeah, very cute name. Cute art also. Look forward to it. I'll be sending you over there. Thank you again for watching the stream today and taking part of the survey. I hope you had a nice time. I have to think about my next survey. I don't know if I'll do one next month. If I might have one in mind, but I'm not fully sure, so we'll have to see. Wait, I was about to not do the raid comment. Here. Raid, Steph, Bunsey. Is that right? Yes. Thank you for the survey, of course. Thank you for taking part of it and answering it and checking all the answers with me. It was really cool. Halloween survey 2.0 with all the new question suggestions, and then it's gonna be Christmas. Alright, let's start the raid. So this is a channel intended for mature audiences. I don't know if it's 18 plus. Let me scroll down to see that. I don't think... It doesn't say 18 plus, so just proceed with caution. Make sure you check the channel rules as always. Be respectful. If you're not sure what's acceptable, ask a mod. I see there is an active mod in the chat, so you can ask if you're not sure what works and what doesn't. I hope you have a nice time in their stream. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the evening. If not, the next day in the evening. If not, sometime next week. Yeah, thank you for passing by today. That was a fun time. I love making surveys, so I appreciate you guys playing along with this very random thing. It's really fun. Alright, until next time, take care of yourselves. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye bye.